There's going to be an evil dinosaur. We've got Danhausen, who's going to challenge in for a title. And we've also got the return of Bryan Danielson. I mean, it's going to be a big show. Thanks so much for joining me. See you in a second.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Hall Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Yes. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Give Me a Hall Yeah Wrestling podcast. I'm going to play another video because I've got it and I don't know why I didn't click on it in the first place. I misclicked. Let's play the other video. Remind me to cut down the length of this video.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. Very nice, very evil. Thank you for watching the Give Me a Hall Yeah podcast. And I hope everyone in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day, Hausen. Yes, enjoy it and love that Danhausen.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll start again. Welcome to the Give Me a Hall Yeah Wrestling podcast. Thank you for joining me, Gav, Joseph, Jack. Awesome to have you all in chat, and I'm sure there will be many more in the future. I will get to your comments. But first of all, let me read for you what is on this card. Let's have a bit of music, shall we? AEW Interim Champion, Rush, is versus Jon Moxley. The AEW Women's World Championship match, Yamashita. Oh no, I'm not going to get that name right tonight. Is against Thunder Rosa. The FTW Championship match, Danhausen versus Ricky Starks. Absolute Ricky Starks versus Danhausen. Bryan Danielson is going against Daniel Garcia. Dante Martin versus Sammy Guevara. Really? That's really... Whoa! Match of the night right there. We've got a 2-on-1 match. The AEW World Tag Team Champion Swerve Strickland is going against Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. And we also hear from Jungle Boy. Thought I'd try something different. Just having fun. How's it going? Lovely to see you all. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm having a rubbish week, a really rubbish week. Last week I wasn't here. I was in Germany and I got bit by an insect, potentially a tick, which may have been on my skin for a long time. So you'll have to forgive me if tonight's stream's a bit weird. I'm not feeling great. I'm okay at the minute. I've been taking my medication around this, but the bite got heavily infected. I ended up in a German hospital in Berlin, and which was a lovely experience actually. They were very nice across there. And then when I got back here, they were concerned that I have Lyme disease from it. So I'm currently on some some test medication, some untested medication to try and get rid of that, and feeling a bit sick, not really being able to keep food down for a few days, and a little bit all over the place. So forgive me if I'm a little bit down at points in the stream or if I'm lacking energy, but guys, having you here will hopefully keep it up. And sorry if I need to take a few minutes or whatever I need later on, but I'm sure you will understand. Great, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, Jav. I will say this about Eddie Kingston. He is a legit badass, and I got nothing but respect for the guy. Dude, let me tell you, I watched that match last week, and that was brutal. I really enjoyed the Dynamite from last week, and hope you all enjoyed Dom covering it as well. The Blackpool Combat Club now rules AEW. I think the Blackpool Combat Club have ruled since they formed the Blackpool Combat Club. Awesome movie night, Gav. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Dom had a good fun time, as well as everyone else. Dan Reed from Pro Wrestling Eve. Jay, Graham, and Charlotte all look like they had a great time watching Ghostbusters. Go check it out. Joseph Hargrave, he gets straight to the point. Indeed, he does. If you were to tell me Regal would take over AEW with the Blackpool Combat Club, I would agree. And with Daniel back, the prophecy will be complete. Wow, Joseph, big prophecy right there. Or could be Ant. How's you, Dom? Or could be Ant. Oh, who could it be? Hello, Dom / Ant. It did say in the description, guys. There's the telltale sign. Regal is wrestling royalty. Indeed, it is. Jackie Boy is going to bed. Good night, baby. Sweet dreams. Hope you're all right, man. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in anyway. And I'm sure he left a like because that's what he does. That's what he does. Also, I had the pleasure of meeting Regal, a really nice guy. I'm already feeling a bit lightheaded. Night, Jackie Boy, you absolute legend. Who's doing the stream? The best looking member of the Give Me a Hole Yeah podcast. Good evening, Ant, says Joseph. That was obviously before I popped on stream as well. Well done, Joseph, for guessing from the best-looking member of the Gimme a Hole Yeah Wrestling Podcast. I wonder if WWE will do PG-14. I don't matter if they can't get the stories right. Guys, we've got Vincent Mann retired this week. We'll talk about that later. Oh, I'm feeling so queasy already. Gav, it'll be slow, but it's coming. I need to get my leg a bit higher. Hang on. Let me get me pillows up. I will show you photos of it, guys. It is gnarly, let me tell you. It'll be slow, but it's coming. What is up, my brother from another mother? Smiley, lovely to see you. Hope things in Tampa are lovely. Good evening, and good evening, Joseph. Not Sammy Guevara. Need some rock and roll music in the background. We'll try a different one next week, shall we? maybe that was too chill, Smiley. I don't know. Maybe it was just a bit too chill. I agree with you. Out of everything on this card, really excited for Bryan returning, Mox defending the world title, and of course the women's title match. What about Danhausen? Hey, Ann, and how was your holiday? Lovely to see you, Todd. I did say at the start of the stream, I don't know if he's here for it, man. I got bit by an insect and ended up in a German hospital because it's got infected and it's a mess, and I've been on antibiotics for a week, and now I'm on some experimental drug because I think I might have Lyme disease. So my week has been vomiting over the toilet and sat on it when I'm not, which is lovely. Hey, lots of love to you, and thanks, Gav, man. Cheers, dude. Get well. We appreciate you, Mother. No, thank you, Smiley. Thank you all for joining me. And like I say, if I'm a bit like saw on the stream, I'm just a bit unsteady at the minute. That's all. But thank you all so much for bearing with me, my dude. He's on the show versus Dante. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I can't stand Sammy, says Gav. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I can't stand him at the same time, but I think he's a great heel. And I think he's a fantastic bloody wrestler. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's Fight for the Fallen. It is AEW. It is starting as we speak. We're getting the pyro, and the pyro has ended now. There you go. There you go. That's how you know where I am. I swear, me and Ant are twins because he is a brother to me. Baby, we can be twins, baby. What is up? And Jeff, lovely to see you, mate. Don't know if you heard my Berlin story. I'll tell it in half hour or so. But I'm all right. I'm a bit queasy. How are you? Lovely to see you, my Cincinnati brother. Oh, damn, that sucks you got sick. I know, man. It was a wonderful holiday, though, man. Just so good to be with my family and spend time with my little nephew and my sister-in-law and my sister and my brother and my mum and my dad. All fantastic. Loved them. Loved just hanging out with them. It was hot. It was really hot, 40 degrees Celsius. Oh, damn, that's it. What are your SummerSlam predictions? Ask the chat, please. Guys, get your SummerSlam predictions in chat. Here comes Rush with a bull head on and a white suit. It is our interim championship match, starting the show off between Rush and Jon Moxley. Let's do everything that I have to do right here while I try and take a breath at the same time. Ooh. I'll get through this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, I don't do that. What am I doing? I do the ticker. Let's do the ticker. Just so it doesn't get in the way of your comments, because that's what we want, man. There we go. And let's do a poll. Who wants a poll? Who? Oh, let's not just type it. Create a poll. Who wins? Mox, or Rush? Why can't everyone have one syllable names? Let's go. Let's go. Right, get your predictions down in the poll on the YouTube. I want to see who you think is winning this match as my dude John Moxley comes down. I've just realized it's not live. I'm going to hit the not live button, which means I'm a few seconds ahead now. Time for a poll, mate. It's on, brother. It's on. Queasy, time to break out the bucket graphic. I know, right? What have I got? What have I got? If this graphic suddenly pops on stream, I'm probably vomiting. I might be being sick. I might be on the toilet. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm sure you'll all be around for when I come back. It's all good, baby. Do you think Vince McMahon really retired? I think he was forced to, and I think there's a lot that's not been spoken about with that. Yeah. My SummerSlam predictions. I don't really know who's on. Roman's winning in the Brock and Reigns match. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. I assume they'd give it to Liv Morgan, considering she just won it, but could give it the other way. Who else is on? Don't know. I don't know who else is. Oh, Street Profits and the Usos. They might give it to the Street Profits because they want to change direction and show new management and stuff like that. Whoa, queasy. It sucks that you got sick. It does, but we had a great time anyway, man. I started growing out my beard. Nice, Gav. Nice. I don't know how long this will last for. My girlfriend loves the beard, but I'm not a massive fan. But this is getting there. Oh, grazing it, man. Graze. Time for a poll. In all seriousness, I hope you feel better. Thanks, man. I'm starting to break into a sweat already. Sorry about the illness, mate. Joseph, now can be done about it, mate. I'm just unlucky. I've had 2 really bad bites this year. And doctors like sign me off work, said I need to keep me fit up and rest. Can't be walking about on it because I can't be pumping the blood around my body right now. Roman will retain title, whoever he faces. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's everyone's predictions of some. Vinnie Mac might start to thinking about legal defense soon. He wants to contact Mark Sterling. I think Mark Sterling would love to defend Vinnie Mac. Rush straight away in charge here against Moxley, stripping off the shirt while Moxley's stuck in the corner. But the crowd are getting behind Moxley. The crowd want the Moxley to win, baby. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Lyme disease. Can you believe it? Like, it affects 3 in 10,000 people. As announced, Rosa will be in the main event. Nice. Women's title match in the main event. That's great news for the AEW's women's division. Great news. That's what we want. That's what we want. Why not? Why not? This will be a good start of our night, and Mox will win this, says Todd. I agree. I think everyone probably agrees. I can't wait to see the... Oh, what's the security guard doing? Oh, Moxley's already bleeding. Getting his head slammed into the chair now. No messing about with Mox. He's bleeding already. I mean, it might just be something that's opened up again because, you know, Moxley. Mine has... Oh, and Rush is licking blood. Dudes, I don't know if that's a great look for the advertisers, I'll be honest with you. Are the advertisers going to enjoy seeing that? You know? Like, yeah, you've already got blood, we get it, and stuff like that, but licking the blood, a little bit too much, man. In my opinion. Mine has grey, ginger, and black hair. Want to see how far I can grow it out. Nice, Gav, nice. So winter, start now, and you'll have a wonderful beard for winter, and then you'll feel the warmth, and then by summer, you'll be wanting to get rid. Going for the chair on the leg, but Mox rolling out of the way. Rush rolling Mox back into the ring. I've not seen much of Rush, so I'm excited to see him in the ring. This is the thing that AEW gives me, like different matchups all the time. Hopefully, without Vinnie Mac in creative, that's what we'll see. And Moxley getting the suicide dive, putting down Rush. Todd Johnson hasn't really lost since joining Regal. He hasn't, man. Ronda Rousey will become champion again. She deserves to be champion again. Interesting. Sterling will set up McMahon versus 20 security investigators match. 20 paralegals match would be more interesting, I feel. I don't. There'd be a lot of people that would want to get in the ring and kick his ass as well, I'm sure. I don't like Liv Morgan as champion because of how she won. Ronda Rousey was injured. I didn't know that, Smiley. I didn't know that, man. It's as bad as the Pizza Hut ad with Jericho and Gage. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just... Was it Pizza Hut or Domino's? I don't remember. It's just not a good look to advertisers, man. It's not a good look, especially if WWE go in with a smear campaign on it to get eyes away from all the crap they're going through at the minute. Rush has done that a lot in Ring of Honor back in the day. Fair enough, Todd, but obviously it's got a lot more eyeballs on it now, you know, on Prime TV with the advertisers, you know, and I don't know how they feel about it. Chicago Town. Let's do a Chicago Town advert in the next ad break then. Moxley getting annoyed with the ref, doing the countdown, not letting him attack Rush as he's picking Rush up by the hair now. And, Rush has got him in the choke. Mox is slapping him back and the chop. Interested to see what happens with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy this week. I really enjoyed last week's segment of the whole, super kick there from Rouge. We don't say Rush. Rouge. Cool. Oh. Yeah. All champions will retain their titles except for Liv. Interesting. Maybe so. I think we're doing a watch along of it this weekend, so hang around for that. I'm quite tempted by Ric Flair's last match as well, you know. I think the build to that's been really cleverly done, and I think some of the other matches on the card look really interesting as well, so who knows? Subscribe to the channel and you'll see if we're doing a live stream on it. How about that, eh? Rouge now choking him with the camera cord. Jim Ross talking about endorsement at this point. Yeah. Jim Ross putting in all them buzzwords for the back. By the way, is this what we want to be showing right now? I think that's what he was saying. We're going to picture in picture, so not Rouge is probably just going to continue attacking him. So let's talk a little bit about Vinnie Mac. I think there's a lot of talk at the minute about how WWE is going to be better, how creative is going to be better, how blah, 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 and all this sort of stuff. I think people are losing sight of the fact that Vinnie Mac has stepped down. When he was, when they first announced that he was being investigated, that he'd paid off a paralegal with $3 million, there was a lot of talk on that. But he came out on SmackDown and said, "I'm staying here. I'm going to be here," showing to all the shareholders he's still in charge of the company. He'll remain there. He's been forced out, which to me means that there's some very dark stuff that's about to come out. And I think that everyone in the wrestling world right now, from what I've seen on videos from the major wrestling outlets, has been focusing on what's going to happen with Triple H in creative, what's going to happen with Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard and all this. Guys, what's going to happen when the thing that Vinnie Mac has been forced to step away from his company, which he refused to step away from, comes out? What damage is that going to do? And how is that going to make people feel about it? Like, you know, like there's some really dark stuff that's gone on there, guys. There's some really dark stuff that's gone on there, and enough for him to step down from that company, and him having an affair and paying off someone $3 million wasn't. So let's see what happens in the next few weeks. I don't want to speculate too much on what it could be, but wow, Moxley is bleeding all over the place. I didn't notice if he'd bladed again or something. I assume he has, but he's bladed the other side of his face as well by the look of it. Moxley and Rouge fighting on the outside of the ring. We was going to do a Vinnie Mac video this weekend, but unfortunately I was way too sick, guys. Way too sick this weekend. I'm feeling so much better now, I tell you. But yeah, bad weekend, man. Bad weekend. Yeah, tough work. I enjoyed watching Flagship Pro Wrestling week. Great content. It's cool, man. I've not seen it. The wrestling topic right now has been Bray Wyatt. I'd argue it's been Vinnie Mac, but there is a lot of talk of Bray Wyatt coming in time for SummerSlam. There's a lot of talk with that, with the Edge promos. I think it'd be disappointing to fans if he doesn't turn up at SummerSlam. I feel like if they're gonna do that much sort of massive superplex there from John Moxley onto Rouge right there. This is a really nice match, isn't it? I don't know if the blood was necessary, though. Anyway, he's bleeding. Let's just carry on. I think if they're doing all that teasing, and I know it's Edge, I get that, but if he doesn't come out with Bray Wyatt, like, it's just another Vinnie Mac thing, isn't it? Another middle finger at the fans, really, is it not? I hope he is back, because I think it'd be great for the fans of WWE, especially with other people in charge. But yeah, I meant last week. Forgive my typos, brother. Mate, no need to apologize, Smiley. No need to apologize. The whole situation is out of control. Major ramifications here for WWE. Yes, and when they come out, if the details of them come out that's made Vinnie Mac step down, what is that going to mean for the company? What is that going to mean? Guys, he could be arrested, for God's sake. Massive lariat there from Moxley. Beautiful stuff. I don't think he's coming at SummerSlam, says Swerve. Interesting, man. Interesting. Well, we'll be watching it to find out. You can definitely check out the live stream and watch all of our reactions to it. Probably me and Dom will have a proper chat then about the Vinnie Mac situation. It's something that's nice to bat things about with. I'm just not that, like, everyone was saying, like, oh, watch Raw this week, it's going to be a new show. And then it wasn't a new show. And then people say, well, Vinnie Mac wasn't there. He'd signed off the show, so that's why it hadn't changed. Okay, fair enough. Cool. Another excuse. It'll still be the same while Kevin Dunn's there and Bruce Richards is there. Oh, so it wasn't Vinnie Mac that was the problem. It was them. Hey, I watch WWE. Just turn it into a product that I want to watch. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. Turn it into a product that I want to put on my TV every night, and I'll be there. You've already got an uphill battle because you've got 3 hours of Raw. 3 hours is a long time. Let's hope they can do it. Everyone, this is the other thing about Triple H. Sorry, this is tangent, and this is a great match, but you know we've not spoke to each other. Let's have a little chat about it. Triple H was wonderful and creative in NXT, a wonderful time in wrestling when he was in charge of NXT. Incredible talent, incredible show. NXT was an hour long back then. Oh, massive suplex there from Rouge onto John Moxley. Beautiful stuff. Sending him into the turnbuckle. Like a release belly to belly. Great stuff, man. What was I saying? I'm sure it was good. Yeah, NXT was an hour show. NXT UK is a great show. Even now, if you go and watch NXT UK, it's a wonderful show. It's an hour long. You know, Rampage is a great show. When I watch Rampage, I don't watch it live because it's on at 3 a.m. here. But Rampage is a great show. It's an hour show. I don't know how it's gonna wait for an hour or 3 hours. I don't know. I think it's too long for a wrestling show unless it's a pay-per-view. Oh, who's out? Andrade's out. Oh, he pushes Moxley onto the rope. Andrade helping out Rouge here. Can he make the payoff? We're building up to Andrade and John Moxley. That's going to be great. Penta and Phoenix out. Of course they are. They're always feuding with Andrade. They run off Andrade. Nice. Great stuff. Kick out. Oh, massive punch there from Rouge. What a cracking match to start off with, guys. Sorry, Jeff. I'll get to your comment in a second, my dude. Oh, interesting. That jump and then that coup de bump, we'll call it. There we go. Another massive clothesline. Moxley trying to deliver them. Set up the paradigm shift, but can't get it. Gets a knee to the face instead. Rouge now wrapping up Moxley's hands, picking him up. Supported straight jacket pile driver. Ooh, dangerous. But at the same time, safe. He had his legs closed well before he hit the mat there. Great stuff. Sorry, guys. I do want to read all your comments. All I ask is that we keep it chill. That's all I ask, man. I'll disagree with some of the things you say. I have no doubt, and I'll agree with some of the things you say, and that's all cool. All I ask is we all keep it cool, yeah? Thanks, guys. Ooh. Rouge going for his Roman Reigns. Oh. Going for the double drop kick, but Jon Moxley getting out of the way. I think you got my point exactly, Jeff. I'll read it out in a second. Going for the sleeper now on Rouge. Going for the sleeper on Rouge, but no, Rouge battling out of it, delivering that forearm to Moxley that knocks him back. Going for the clothesline now, but he gets into the paradigm shift. Death Rider. Everyone's kicking out of it in a minute. People need to stop kicking out of it. We don't do finishes that don't finish here. We need to occasionally have the finish. Stop kicking out of the paradigm shift, please. On TV, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, okay, he's got the choke and he's got the submission. Fine. And a massive middle finger to someone. The world. Still interim champion. Moxley. Going up against Andrade next, I'd assume. Great. Right, let's talk about Jeff Adams with Switch has been up here for ages. Well, the affairs and payoff for one thing, which is terrible, but not illegal. But now it turns out he used company funds to do so and intentionally didn't report it, which could qualify as defrauding investigators where the SEC get involved. Yeah, absolutely. And there could be a lot more to it than that as well, man. There could be. He knew that he'd paid him off. He knew that he paid him out of company money. Anna Jay with Jericho Appreciation Society after what happened. Was that last week or was that on Rampage? Broken nose for Jericho. That's enough of that saying Garcia. Anna Jay looking $1 million. This garbage crowd doesn't get to sing Judas, he says. AEW Galaxy appreciators as opposed to AEW Universe. Galaxy's bigger than the Universe. I don't know. That's great. That's hilarious. So Anna Jay is officially with Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho, obviously being the first person that held the AEW World title and the person that Jon Moxley beat for the AEW World Championship. Daniel Garcia in the main event against Bryan Danielson. He's going to kick his stupid head in. It looks like we're not getting the women in the main event. Damn it. Sammy Guevara going to annihilate Dante Martin with Ty Conti by his side. They're setting these two up as couples in the Jericho Appreciation Society. Anna with an opportunity. Here she is with a mic in her hand. You're damn right. I took that opportunity, she says. Jericho happy. Jericho's going to make a star of Anna Jay. I can tell. Anna J-A-S. Because it's J. Oh, she's got a sexy gimmick. Oh, she's going to choke everyone out. She's going to choke. Over here. 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 Please. She's got the shouty stuff going on. It's all right. It's all right. The reactions afterwards are a bit over the top, aren't they? But yeah, it's cool. It's a new gimmick. Left Jericho in a pool of blood. Brock his nose. Well, he broke his nose on the code breaker. The chair broke your nose, Jericho. Jericho beat Eddie Kingston. Everyone seems to be hating the fact that Jericho won last week, but here the crowd are chanting Eddie. Moxley, I've never beat you, says Jericho. He's demanding his rematch for the AEW World Championship. In 2 weeks at Quake by the Lake. Big TV match there, guys. Big TV match. 2-time AEW Le Champion. Cool. Be down with that. Oh, he's getting a mustache growing. Moxley saying, I hate you, Chris Jericho. I'll go into your comment in a second, Todd. Sorry, I'm a bit behind in comments, guys. I will get to them all, as you know. He is the 2-time world champion. He's the first 2-time world champion. Moxley putting over Jericho, saying he is, in a way, the greatest of all time. But everything he's got going on right now. Saying everything he is right now is pathetic. Oh, sorry, guys. Legs up. The championship in professional wrestling. Saying to carry his own bags to Minneapolis. Is he going to ask for the Painmaker? Are we going to get the Painmaker back again? I mean, this is the thing, guys, right? Everyone's complaining about Jericho winning last week. If he lost last week, he couldn't have gone into this. He wants the Lionheart, Chris Jericho. He wants the Lionheart back. Painmaker's never lost in AEW. The last survivor of the Heart Dungeon, Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Great promo from Moxley. God, he's good, isn't he? This is for the AEW champion. Anyone but the best need not apply, saying Moxley. Holding up the title in the corner. Toss says, I think WWE forced Vince out to get as much distance as they can before everything Vince did comes to light. Yes, I think they do. I don't know if it's... What is this? There's 3 titles on the... It's the World Trio Tag Championships. We're having a tournament. Yes. Kenny Omega's going to come back. Kenny Omega's got to be in that. We're getting a tournament championship for the new Trio Championship, guys. They are finally doing a Trio Championship belt. That is freaking awesome. That is big news, man. Dante Martin being told by Tony Schiavone to keep his head on a swivel. We want to know, Dante. Dante Martin versus Sammy Guevara. Are you kidding? It's going to be insane. Something about Sammy getting his feet rubbed, eating grapes. Oh, he's going to have someone in his corner. Sky Blue. Okay, interesting choice. I don't think the... Oh, yeah, Danhausen. I don't think it's like the biggest sort of announcement. Here we go. I think this might be a title change, you know. This might be the title change on the show this evening. It's happening right now. It's Danhausen against Ricky Starks, and you know I'm here for this. You know I'm here for this. Oh, I didn't do the. Oh, someone did actually put Rouge, thinking that Rouge was going to win. I'll end the poll. 13 votes. Thank you so much. 92% thought that Rouge was going to win. Who wins this one, guys? I want you all to vote in the chat. Ricky Starks or Danhausen. Guys, I mean, this is like it could go either way, couldn't it? I'm looking forward to it though. Oh no way, Ricky Starks got a full promo. What makes a champion? Is it the mistakes? Is it the yes? No. Ricky Starks, man, absolute. It's written in gold. Absolute Ricky Starks with an absolute stellar video before he comes out. He is absolute, and he looks like he's in a perfume commercial. Brilliant. What a ledge. What a legend. This is, I hope this is good. Let's get through some comments. Thank you so much. Keep writing them down, baby. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah, I think it's Gargano and Edge. I think it could be. Have you seen the new trailer for the strange film strangely called Nope? No, I haven't. Nope, I haven't. I have seen the Munsters trailer though, and I was disappointed. Oh man, I love the Monsters. One more thing, I hope this theory push is over because he's just not good. I think he needs more time. Yeah, definitely. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. At Jeff Oden, it's like watching a train wreck right now. Indeed, it is. Hi, Anthony. I'm thinking not Edge is coming to SummerSlam. Mikhail thinks that it's not Edge. NXT UK is amazing. I love Blair, bro. Yeah, man. NXT UK is amazing. It is amazing. Hi, Anthony. Seth Rollins versus Riddle match is cancelled for SummerSlam. How come? Snake Eyes. Hey up, Snake Eyes. G.I. Joe 2009. Hello, dude. NXT UK, Blair Davenport looks like Jamie Hayter, and back in the Indies, they did fight each other 100%. Did the fight in Pro Wrestling Eve? Jamie Hayter done a lot of work with them. I'm Snake Eyes. I don't speak all movies. Cool. Hello all. Hello, Sassy. Lovely to see you. He's going to curse him. Oh, no, he's not going to curse him. He's going to dance. Oh, he missed the curse. He missed the curse. Ricky Starks booting the shit out of his face. There we go. He's got him down. He's going to curse him himself. Yeah. Go on, Ricky Starks. A massive kick there from Danhausen. Brilliant. Going for the suplex and then the bridge pin. Now going for the arm, of Ricky Starks. And the Inzaguri kick, putting Danhausen into the corner. Starks in the corner, running up to Danhausen. No, he hits his head into the turnbuckle. Hey, Sassy, says Todd. Hello. And hello, Hakeem. How are you, brother? Hope you're doing well, mate. Nice to see you. Give me a hull yeah. Hull yeah, man. Hull yeah. For some reason, I thought Anna Jay would join House of Black. Yeah, so did I. Oh, no. Danhausen lost. Ricky Starks as a star. I don't know how I feel. It's like watching a scene in a movie where you get the like Terminator 73, and you suddenly get Arnold Schwarzenegger with John Connor in that little scene, that 30-second scene. Very nice, very evil. But you're not absolute. Ricky Starks absolutely getting himself over here. Just like last week, I've still got a little bit left in the tank. So let's bring out another challenger, and I'm for real this time. Who's it going to be? Well, let's. You see, everyone else thought Danhausen. I thought it'd be great with the FTW Championship. Looks like Ricky Starks has a bit of a black eye. Who is it? I can't hear it. Was that Carter? It's Hook. It's Hook. It's Hook. It's Hook. I thought it was the coin drop. Sounds not very good on these earphones. I don't know where my ones are. Hook coming for the FTR Championship. How does Taz feel about this? Red looks good on her, by the way. Yes, it does, man. Dom stream crashed early. Yeah, but he came back. 8 likes. Thanks, man. Thanks, everyone, for the likes. If you could like the video, it helps us out. We've got 8 people watching. We should have more than 8 likes. Get liking that video, please. Okay, that guy with the bag on his head is back. Well, yeah, he's there every week, man. It's Kip Sabian. Yeah, it's about time they went with 3 wide belts. Yeah, man. I'm happy. Swerve, the 3 more single belts. All look the same. Time for Very Nice and Very Evil to get gold. Well, let's change the thing. Is this actually happening? Is he actually going to have this match? It's rang. The match is happening. Ricky Starks can't survive this. Nobody's beat Hook. Taz, how are you feeling, man? The crowd, they're saying who it was. Body shots from Hook. Ricky Starks absolutely selling it to get goal. I wish 100 houses. I can see Hook interference as Akeem. This is what they're doing, man. This is what they're doing, Akeem. Going for the suplex. Beautiful. Hi, I'm playing 2K20. Nice. Dex booked this perfectly on the chat last week. Danhausen loses, gets an aftermatch beatdown, and then Hook comes out for the save. Hook then takes the belt off Starks. Dex, I wish he was here, man, just to say he told us also. I wish he was here. Big backdrop there from Ricky Starks. Boo, Ricky. Hook. Hook could win this. I want to do a poll, but I don't want to miss out. Oh, he gets a reversal. I can't do a poll. I'm going to miss it. Oh, massive spear. Oh, welcome to primetime, Hook. Getting him in between his legs now, going for the power bomb. Oh, no, up on his shoulder. No, Hook's got the Taz mission. It's got the Taz mission. Oh, no. Oh, Hook just not letting go. Hook, ha. New champion. It is time for Hook. Nice. Take the belt, man. Take your daddy's belt. That sounded weird. Take daddy's belt. Let's go. Oh, crap. I didn't change the banner. Oh, man. See? This is why we don't do that one. Wow. When people get that Hook chant going, it sounds like the crowd at the Roman Coliseum doing an ancient gladiator fight. It is, man. It's great. Hook wins. Yes, he does, man. Ricky Starks giving a fist bump to Hook. Wow. Hook's got his belt. Hook's got his belt, man. Exactly what the match needed to be. Hook selling it, man. Absolutely in character. Good stuff. What an opening to Dynamite, guys. Oh, we've still got much more to come as well this evening, and then I'm going to tell you about my holiday for those that haven't heard it. Let's just run through the rest of the card, and let me tell you exactly what we've got going on. Okay, so still to come on tonight's card. We've got Miyu Yamashita. I'm not going to do it. Versus Thunder Rosa. And then we've got Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. We got Dante Martin versus Sammy Guevara. And you know that match is going to be beautiful, man. There's a 2-on-1 handicap match, Swerve Strickland versus Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. And we're also hearing from Jungle Boy. Congratulations, Hook. He earned that good hook. Indeed, he did. Great for Hook, says Sassy. Absolutely. Absolutely. What a cracking showing. Hope you all enjoyed that. My little bit of a musical interlude, should we call it? So, for those of you who just joined us, let's go through. I had a great time in Germany. Wonderful. Great to spend time with family. I got bit by an insect on the first day, and it got really bad, and it all swelled up. And the people that have heard the story, you're going to see some photos now. A bit gnarly. If you're not into this, I suggest you turn away. I ended up in a German hospital in Berlin the night before I flied because I was worried it got infected. Well, it was infected. And I didn't know if I could fly with it or not. So I went to seek medical advice and in a lovely German hospital in Berlin. And that was my bite. Oh, I don't know if you can. There we go. Nasty, right? Nasty. And yeah, really, really bad. That was the day before that photo was taken. That was one day after the bite. Really bad. I've come back home. They put me on antibiotics in Germany, and I've been taking antibiotics all week. And I'm also on a drug for what they suspect is Lyme disease as well, which is causing massive fatigue and sickness and vomiting and other stuff. I haven't been able to stomach any food, so forgive me if I'm a little bit low on energy this evening, or breaking out in a sweat and stuff like that. I've got my foot raised up right now, doing exactly what the doctor said. And mate, I even got an elite crate, and I couldn't even do a video for it. I've been feeling so rough all weekend, but that is my week, man. That is my week. So there we go. He earned that good hook. So there we go. That was my time. And it's getting better now, though. It's getting better, a lot better now. I'm a lot better than I was this weekend. Yeah, let's go Hook. A little nervous when Starks hit that spear, but congrats. Yeah, man, it was great. It was great. Nice to see you, Thomas fan. Hope you're doing well, mate. Snake Eyes is back. Awesome. Actually, not gonna lie, really want to visit Germany, mate. It was interesting. I've been to Germany before. I'll tell you about it after this promo. Because one thing really stood out in Berlin for me. He made the most of the FTR title. He made it into gold. Oh man, this is the time for Ricky Starks. It was him. He exceeded all expectations. He never gave it less than 100%. He deserves to be here. He deserves that. That's him. Yes, you do deserve it. This could be a babyface term for Starks, and that's fine. His time was last month. His time was last year. His goddamn time is right now. Starks is amazing on the mic. It's not a string of bad luck. It's just a string of bad timing. Hobbs just knocked the... What? Massive clothesline to the side of the head of Ricky Starks. How good did that look? Oh, my God. What did he do? Why has he done it? Oh, no, he's picking him up for that awesome spine buster. Oh, God. Oh, side of face. Wow, I hope Ricky Starks is back. I mean, he's, wow. Wow. That come out of nowhere, didn't it? Great, man. Jeez Louise. Yo, listen. You don't get roasted. Mate, that roast battle on Rampage was hilarious. Jericho's promo was fire. Mate, this whole program's been fire, Sassy. It's been great. Mox opened. Great match. What was that? Mate, that clothesline knocked his head off. I'm called it. Nice, Miguel. Nice, well done. The Acclaimed are taking out the Trash Boys. It's Trash Day, so they're having a trash match. Cool. I mean, it works. It's a gimmick. Oh, Jericho Appreciation. Again. Sammy Guevara. Love the fact that they're making this Jericho Appreciation Society like a real, giving it its own real feel about it. He's constantly reinventing himself, man. Germany. Let's talk about Germany. Berlin is a wonderful city. It was quite spread out. I was surprised at how spread out it was. But beautiful that they've kept a lot of the greenery with a massive park and some beautiful landmarks. One of the things is, obviously, it was demolished during the war, especially after the Russians came in and tore it apart. And there were a lot of them scars still. It's not like a lot of the buildings have real war scars, real bullet holes, all over them still, and it's kind of one, and they've got a wonderful memorial to the Jewish people that lost their lives in the war. I mean, obviously can't do it justice, but they've certainly kept a major part of the city away from any building or anything like that, and it is just a place to commemorate what happened, and as well as the gypsy killings that happened as well during that period and pre that period as well. And there was a real sense of we won't forget. We'll wear this, and we won't forget what happened, which I was really sort of humbled by at times. Really, I mean, it's amazing to see buildings with tank scars in them still, and as I said, bullet holes and stuff like that. Interesting, man. Germany was fascinating. I've been to Germany before. I went. I can't remember where I went. I went somewhere in the countryside. It was years and years ago, and it was beautiful, man. I really enjoyed it. I'd advise anyone go to Germany. It's one of the most beautiful places in Europe. It really is. Berlin's a city break place, I guess. But yeah, it's lovely people as well. Starks was pinned in all those triple threat tag matches. Good way to set up the feud, way to take a title loss and elevate two people off of it. That's what they've done, isn't it? That is exactly what they've done, Jeff. That is exactly what they've done. See if you comment up a little bit more, because it's good. Sammy Guevara doing a role in the ring. This is going to be great, guys. He's an asshole. I love him. Sky Blue on the outside with Dante Martin. Obviously setting up Sky Blue and Tay Conti by the look of it. Jumping over Sammy Guevara. Now the over again, running the rope, showing these guys what they can do as leapfrogs are going. Dante Martin doing the crazy thing after delivering a drop kick, which obviously Sammy Guevara did. And Dante Martin mimicking Sammy Guevara by laying on the floor. Look at the clip up, even the clip up, just taking his time with it. Beautiful stuff, man. Dante Martin with the mind games here. Sammy kind of needs this win as well, hasn't he? It doesn't feel like he's won out for a while. And going down, Sammy was great in that Blood and Guts match as well. Oh, what was that? Sorry. Leaps up and lands on his feet. Beautiful stuff, man. I mean, these two are both incredible in the ring, aren't they? So yeah, that was my thoughts on Germany. Oh, Sammy Guevara leaving with Tay Conti. Dante Martin meeting him at the top of the ramp, though. Sending him off the ramp. He's just going to do a massive dive. What's he going to do? Running right back into the entrance here and going for a massive standing flip landing on Sammy Guevara, like 6 inches down. I mean, I suppose it was very similar to what they do in the ring when they jump from the outside of the ring to the inside. But it's probably the same height as the ring, the ramp intentionally. Dante Martin giving Sky Blue a little kiss. A little kiss. Got their own thing going on, guys. Got their own thing going on as Sammy Guevara is stuck on the outside. Handicap match coming up later. Keith Lee is barred from ringside. Mate, Ricky Starks. Can we have Ricky Starks as a face now? Just a bit of a pricky face. I'd be down with that. Mate, I'm looking forward to the Women's Championship match. I haven't seen the Miyu Utamisha match from because they fought in Tokyo for it, I believe, or Japan anyway. Massive drop kick there from Dante Martin, sending Sammy back to the outside. We know that the 10 count's been well gone now, as he sends Sammy Guevara back in. Tay and Sky Blue with a little bit of Sammy kicking the rope. Really beautiful snap suplex there from Sammy. If I was Dante, I'd take the count out win. Yeah, man. Yeah, Dante needs a win. This would be a great win for Dante, wouldn't it? Mate, I mean, these two are athletes, aren't they? These two are so agile. Incredible stuff, man. Yeah. Oh, I need to give a massive thank you to someone as well. Dan, Dan Hargreaves, who does the Raw streams. He's done several streams with us in the past. He's doing a killer job at doing thumbnails for us. He's come up with this new background and stuff. He's doing a banging job. So if you ever see him back on live streams again, send him some thanks because he's doing some great job at branding us, and I'm really, really grateful for it. So thank you, Dan, if you're watching this. Sometimes he watches this the day after. So thank you, Dan. Sammy Guevara doing Snow Angels in the middle of the ring. Oh, Sammy Guevara booting the head of Dante Martin and a kick to the stomach. Oh, excuse me. And another forearm to the face of Dante Martin. And now setting him up in between his legs. What's he going to do? Try and powerbomb him? No, he can't. Dante Martin's got down. And we're back from the break. Oh, the backflip over the top of the ropes. Sammy looking like he hits his head on the apron on the way down. Dante knows it's time. He knows it's time. Going for the big... Goes for the springboard off the top rope, but instead lands straight into the knee strike from Sammy Guevara. Straight into the knee strike. Hassan, welcome, my dude. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us, mate. Hey, guys, if you haven't already liked the video, really helps us out. Sammy launching himself this time over Dante Martin. Not so like he was thinking about enforcing a rule there for a second. Mate, there was a clear intention there. Oh, Spanish fly. 1, 2, and a kick out from Dante Martin. Fight for the fallen, guys. Here's one thing I will say. I think they're doing too many named TV shows altogether. I think if you have too many, it becomes less special. Even Fighter Fest being 2 weeks. Yeah. 1, 2, kick out. I mean, I know that they've always done, but it's like, so that's 3 weeks of special events. So that's more than half a month of every Dynamite being a special event. God damn, that leapfrog over Sammy with the twist in it is beautiful. Oh, beautiful. 1, 2. No, Sammy Guevara kicks out. Dante Martin with the facial expressions. It feels like he's been working a lot on his facial expressions, and he's doing great. Doing great. This has been a wild first hour. Mate, are we at an hour? God, it feels like what a show this has been. Oh, he's met him on top. Oh no, he's fallen down. Sammy, backflip. Dante lands on his foot. Oh, but he's hurt his foot. He's hurt his foot. Oh, he's telling he's hurt his foot. Good. Oh, now Dante delivering the Spanish fly. And a kick out. And a kick out. Is his foot all right? Yes, his foot's all right. His foot's all right. This has been a wild first hour. Lifted him up, setting him down for that side slam. Kick out. Hook wins the FTW belt. Starks and Hobbs implode. Mox versus Jericho, and now Sammy versus Dante, as well as Andrade and Mox have also set that up as well with the assist during the Rouge match. Dante and Martin. Tay Conti looking, going for the springboard, but Sammy's already out, going for his own springboard, hitting him with a cutter as he falls back. Dante Martin falling back, hitting him up here for the torture rack. Great looking move. And the GTH. That's it. And Sammy Guevara, the veteran one might say in that situation, getting the win there. Great. Wow, what a match. What a match. What talent, man. What freaking talent. That knee was painful. Yes, it was, man. It looked great. Jeff Adams, Aubrey is better. Yes. Yes, what than Rick Knox. I mean, a lot's better. Plus 2 weeks from now is Quake by the Lake. Yeah, exactly. This is what I was trying to say. Sammy continuing to attack Dante after the belt. Sky getting in the way of Sammy here. Oh, this is not going to work out well for her with Tay. It's not going to work out well for her. Sammy just enjoying it. Anna Jay coming in. Anna Jay helping out Tay Conti. Guys, this is what AEW is doing. Like, just story on story on story on action on wrestling on story. And here come the Blackpool Combat Club to help out because you've got all of these characters interacting in a way that makes sense. Crowd thinking they're going to see Eddie. Maybe we will by the end of the show. Nice. Ruby Soho and Sky Blue against Tay and Anna Jay. Interesting. Oh, is Eddie? Eddie is out. I think it's going to happen. Interesting, man. Almost forgot about Mox versus Andrade for the future. Cheers for that. Yeah, no worries, man. No, it's just, it's all this stuff going on, Daniel Garcia, in the main event. It's big, man, for Bryan Danielson to be back. He has been in the ring every single week. Sammy takes it. Yes, he does. Almost. Yeah, no, you don't have to thank me, man. Good match. Yeah, great match. Loved it. I'm late, but it's great to see you all. Dex, we've been talking about you, my dude. Lovely to see you too. I hope you're doing well. I've been watching this episode during a conference call. Really good show. Great show, man. Great show. What we were talking to you about was, I think it was Jeff said about last week, you made a prediction of what was happening with Ricky Starks. You got it. Bang on, man. Bang on. Well played. Well played. Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. There's a lot of Daniels in there. Cool. Really good show. Yeah, great, man. Great. Great fun. This is just good story. Yes, it is. It's great story, man. It's great story. Will Garcia begin to turn towards Blackpool Combat Club? I'm going to say no. It depends what they're doing with Blackpool Combat Club, because I don't think we're far away from Ring of Honor having more of an identity, and it depends what they're going to do with that, because I feel like Blackpool Combat Club will be a club that expands every AEW brand. I think you'll have multiple. I feel like they might be going for an NWO thing, you know. But just it needs to be smaller offshoot factions within different brands. It can't just be a massive faction. If it was to stay on Dynamite and Rampage, I'd say definitely not. Because you've got the Ring of Honor thing there, I think Garcia would be a good fit for the club, especially with some of them talents sort of steering him, you know, helping him forward. But yeah, I think potentially, it's an interesting thought, Sassy, an interesting thought. Look at Knox after match beatdown, and he's kneeling behind the ropes on the apron, yelling. Should be in there. He should just start stunnering everyone, shouldn't he? Just stunnering everyone, delivering the crypt. Oh, you could do the Darby Allin coffin drop. There we go. Call it the crypt. BCC have arrived. A Kingston Santana Ortiz. Are they BCC? Because I know that they fought with him at Blood and Guts, but they still don't feel like BCC. BCC to me at the moment feels like Claudio, Moxley, Danielson, and Yuta. If we was to, guys, write down in the chat who's in BCC. Eddie Santana Ortiz feel like they're in their own thing, and I think they need to. You're right. I think they need to identify what that is more, but I think they're in their own thing. And I'm really interested to hear what you guys all think. Very soon, says Joseph. I think Dante's knee might be legit hurt. Let's hope not. I didn't spot it, Jeff, but let's hope not. Dex, you are the man. Man, Dex got it all right, man. He just books it all right. Hola, Sandra Sassy. Hola. Oh, mate, I didn't even change the banner. No one told me. What match do we think we're getting next? God, that was good. That was Dante Martin. It's going to be the 2-on-1 tag, isn't it, next, I think? I think going to be Jungle Boy. Oh, it's Jay Lethal, who lost his title opportunity. Let's see what Jay Lethal's doing next. Oh, the best friends. Jay Lethal and the best friends. Cool. And Sunny. Sing. Oh, man, look at them tie-dye shoes. He boys like the dance. I'd love it if he went full on like Dude Love-esque. Picking off Orange Cassidy, taking him away. We're getting a 3-on-3 with these 6 men. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Tony Schiavone in the ring. On now, it's going to be Jungle Boy. It's Jungle Boy. Yeah, when we did the Danhausen thing, 75% of people thought that Danhausen was going to win. 25% of people thought Stars. Interesting. I thought Danhausen was going to win. But Dex got it right. Cool. Right. So this is what Sassy says. BCC is Mox, Claudia, Yuta, and Bryan, which is what I thought, or what I said. Kingston's not BCC official. BCC is... Oh, Luchasaurus coming out with Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy with Luchasaurus? Question mark. I don't think he's with Luchasaurus. What's Luchasaurus wearing? Is he back to his green mask or is he in his black mask? Because then that'd be a big swerve, wouldn't it? No, he's got the black mask on. No, Jungle Boy's... Oh, he's hovering behind Jungle Boy right now. Kingston's not BCC official. Yuta, Mox, Danielson, and Claudio. Regal, of course, there's the name we're all forgetting. I don't think there's room for a female talent. Oh, well, they have got Ruby Soho as well, haven't they? Soho's BCC. I'd say. That's one we're all forgetting, isn't it? All needs definition, doesn't it? I think all needs definition. I think D would be a good choice, yeah. But Soho's already in there. I watched Ring of Honor last night and still dealt with crashes and buffering. Mate, BR Live is terrible. Sorry, mate. Sorry, dude. Jungle Boy with a fiery promo saying he's the biggest pussy he's ever met in his entire life. Sandra, nice. Or Layla Hirsch when she returns to injury. Yeah, would be great. And hey up, George. Lovely to see you, mate. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It was so bad I streamed on another site. Was it really bad for you guys? I'm so sorry about that. We got it on Fight. Hi, George. Luchasaurus is going to destroy Jungle Boy here. He's still got the heel gear. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. I've watched you come out for weeks and talk about my family. The Fly. As soon as I come back, you run away, he's saying to Christian. Because he threw him out of a battle royale a year ago. Long time booking. Oh no, it's gone a bit to pot, hasn't it? It started out as a fire promo, it's gone a bit to pot. Oh, you were strapped for cash because your wife had divorced him. Okay, there's the line, but I mean, struggle getting it to call me saying as a hint. Luchasaurus looking confused by this, not happy about this. Oh, he's got the shivers. He's got. Oh, hello,
man. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
All right. How you getting on?
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
What you doing?
It's like the bad guys in the movies with some turtlenecks and the small pricks.
How's it all been going? It looks like a good show from what I've seen.
Oh, mate, amazing.
Jungle Boy dropping a wink to the camera there. Very cool.
Yeah, man.
Hang on a second.
He just said to call him to Christian's wife.
Yeah, I like that. That was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Everyone, it's Dom.
Hey, man. Hey, guys. Nice to see you.
Luchasaurus is going to kill Jungle Boy.
So, do you think he's going to turn on him?
Well, he's got his black mask on, yeah.
Like a double turn.
Well, it's not. He didn't really turn last week. He just let him aside. He just stepped out of the way to let them deal with stuff. That's all.
I put a headphone in. I'm just popping in to see you for a bit because I'm knackered after.
That's all right, mate.
Doing the movie stream. But
did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was good fun.
Loved Ghostbusters, didn't you?
It was all right. That's okay.
Why? What are you all doing? You're all invading my screen. What is this?
Surprise.
Oh, what is this? Some sort of? Oh, have you got? Who else have you got coming on?
No, we just finished talking about movies.
Everything.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm all right. I haven't got no idea what's happened on AEW yet.
Oh, mate, you have missed a cracking show. It has
Dom
been amazing.
And Jay and earlier Graham and Charlotte and myself have all been putting the world to rights. So
good.
That's what you should do.
We watched some Ghostbusters at some point, I think.
I know. I saw that.
I saw that. I just noticed, by the way, just now that I've got a missed call from you. So I assume that's when the stream went down.
Yes, and I was saying, can we stop showing video? Can we stop showing video now, people?
It's all right. It worked out in the end. It stayed up. We're still monetized.
Has it stayed
up? Yeah, I checked on the back end. Nothing's been affected. So it's all good.
Sorry, guys. I'm just interested in what's going to happen here because I think Luchasaurus is about to kick the shit out of Jungle Boy.
I think so. I thought that too.
He didn't run away because he was scared.
I think Christian's had this planned. I think he's had this plan for ages.
It's funny. Jungle Boy said the reason that he wanted that payout so much was because Christian was going through a divorce with his wife.
You couldn't have Luchasaurus as a heel with that name.
Yeah,
with the name Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been working every week, man.
Yeah, but I don't think it works long term as a mate. That name, I just think that
agree.
name is not a heel name.
Well, maybe you call him Dino Douche instead. Jim Cornette reference there. Sorry, I've missed half of that.
Jungle Boy told Christian all his secrets.
Ah.
And now he's going to prune.
So does Christian Cage have photographs of Jungle Boy in the bath?
That's obvious. That was so obvious. Obviously, he's going to turn on him.
So, what have you missed, guys?
Has the Miyu Yamashita match happened yet?
Not yet. It's about to happen now.
Oh no, they're putting it on at this point. That means if anything's run long, that's going to get time cut.
Yeah, but they're still doing okay for time at the minute, I think. They've got the 3-way tag team belts, the trios belts. They've been announced.
Nice. Very cool.
Oh, they actually announced the AEW trios titles.
Yeah, they've got the belt on show. And guess who Young Bucks have just bumped into?
I wish they would have done a joint trios title between Ring of Honor and AEW, where you could cross rather than having Ring of Honor with its own trios title and AEW with its own trios title. Just like I would have done with the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
Well,
they might do in the future, Dan. There's still time for that. But to be honest, you've got to do a tournament before All Out, which is only a month and a bit away. So you've got 4 matches coming up in a qualifying tournament. That's a little awkward. A lot of people speculating that Omega was coming back for because Khan was apparently holding off the trio titles until Omega was back, was the rumors. So I guess that's the question at the minute. Who are the Young Bucks going to be going for that trios title with? Is it going to be Paige or is it going to be Kenny Omega? Interesting. Sorry, guys. What else have you missed? Ricky Starks lost the FTR championship.
The FTR championship.
The FTW championship.
FTW, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, there's too many similar.
I saw on Twitter that Hobbs turned on him, right?
Oh, mate, it was amazingly done. Amazingly done.
I know. Sean Ross Sapp was saying how well it was done. I was like,
mate, cool. So Ricky Starks lost the championship. He had a match against Danhausen. He won that match and then put out an open challenge. And Hook came out and took the FTW championship in a really nice little match. Ricky Starks cut a great promo afterwards. This was Ricky Starks' night, man. He had a promo before, like an MJF Gucci advert almost, advertising perfume or whatever. Absolutely banging. And then after that, he gets he gets hit by Powerhouse Hobbs, like this epic clothesline, just knocked his head off. Great.
So where does Will Hobbs stand in terms of Team Taz?
I don't know.
Ricky Starks, or is that not confirmed?
Nothing's confirmed. I mean, it was hard. Obviously, when when you're doing these, you can't always hear the commentary. I would have been really interested to hear what Taz's reaction was to the Hook and Ricky Starks matches.
Sorry, this cake was one of the best cakings.
Oh, mate, it was a banging caking. Banging. So this is a 2-on-1 handicap match. Mark Sterling looking like the Patriot right now. Let's run through some comments. Hello, Lola can type. She's not BCC. I'd say Ruby Soho is BCC.
Hello, she's going that way. Yeah.
Hello there, Jeff. Who? First hour was brilliant. Lots of craziness. It's been an amazing show. Jungle Boy, you have no friends. Wow. Yeah, we didn't see a turn, but I sort of missed what happened because you guys came with all the excitement. You brought the excitement to the stream.
Well, I can't see any. For some reason, I can't see any of the chat in the StreamYard. No,
is it because I don't know why? Yeah,
Hello, Dom, says Joseph. Joseph Hargreave, I can bet. Holy Rick Sanchez, it's Dom. Yes, surprising us with the stream, surprising everyone. Nice to see them, man.
Yeah.
Dan, says George. Oh, man, people getting excited about Dan, including Sassy.
Everyone's excited about Dan.
Going to have a... Well, people have just said hello to you as well, Dom. Oh, you are so...
No, I'm saying
right,
I'm excited because I've just spent 2 hours with Dan and I'm still excited to see him.
Did you record that interview video?
No, we didn't. We got to do that.
You should have bloody done it because he did an interview on another podcast the other day that's got loads of views and it did really well because Dan doesn't do interviews and he did a really good 1.5 or 2 hour interview. Do
you know what? I'm actually quite proud because that interview that I did for them I don't know how, I think in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it is something like 7 views off their biggest all-time most watched interview. Do you know how many subscribers they have? They have currently, bearing in mind you've probably added to that, 140 subscribers. Can you imagine what an interview between you and Dom would do on this channel? Oh, hopefully a lot.
Well, whatever. I'd appreciate it anyway. But
that's the money. That's the money right there, boys. Joseph Hargreave, I can bet. Holy Rick Sanchez, it's Dom. Dan, Dom. Basically a heel turn. Great title matches with Mox. A crazy aerial display. Yeah, Dante Martin and Sammy Guevara. Jesus.
I'm assuming that's already happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Dan. Lovely surprise indeed. I also heard this trio's titles will be a thing. Yes, they did show them out. That will be all out. It certainly will be. I wonder who the teams will be if they decide to do a tournament.
I just wish that. Do you know what? Right, that All Atlantic title. If the job is a bit like, if the job is for it to not be a title that you really see in AEW. Then fair. That was what the initial point of the EVE International Championship was. It was never actually meant to be on the EVE shows. It's ended up that's what it's turned into.
It was there.
The idea of the international title was to go on to international wrestlers for them to take and
your promotion to it.
Right, exactly. It was basically like an advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's what their idea for AEW is for that title, then fair. But it just feels like we've just had one title announced. Now we're getting the trios. And I just think, wouldn't it have been better to have announced the trios first and then this one later on? Because this one doesn't mean as much. But I still maintain that I think it would have been better to have had the trios titles from Ring of Honor become trios titles across both promotions. And that would have been the one really cool thing where you kept both brands separate, but in trios matches. And just think about all the things that you can play off.
You have the lineage there, don't you? You have the history that's but maybe that's why as well he wants it to be his own thing as opposed to.
Yeah, I just think that's one thing where you could have one, crossover. I just don't think there's enough 6, trios teams. I just don't think they'll have enough time to
they'll have enough teams in
trios teams in 2 promotions. Because because you're going to have. It's not that there's not enough wrestlers because you can just create trios teams, but you've now got another whole division. That's the problem. That's the reason why I always say
they might just get rid of the Ring of Honor ones, man.
They might do, and which point they'll still be doing the same thing. Yeah, and that wouldn't surprise me if that was the route they went.
It won't surprise me.
But I just see it's that's the reason why I think it's more impressive to have won a women's championship in a women's promotion than in a predominantly male promotion is because you've got more people that you're in competition with.
Yeah.
Whereas if you win a women's championship in a predominantly male promotion, well, there's maybe 12 women in that promotion, and even less that's actually focused on. Whereas if it's in an entire women's promotion, that's a lot of competition.
It means something, yeah.
Yeah, where with the women's title in a predominantly male promotion, a lot of the talent are probably going to end up getting some sort of run or at least a championship contenders run because they've got such a small amount that they'll have to go through everyone. Otherwise, they'll repeat. But in a women's only promotion, you can't do that. And if you've got divisions, you know, it's the same thing. Like, you know, you've got to really have a deep division with lots of teams for it to mean something. And now when you add a whole separate division of trios, but you don't have extra television time.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll just see. People have been calling out for it. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, well, here's the thing, right? I adore 6-man tag matches. Like my favorite matches when I was a kid, like, was the New Japan or just Japanese tag team matches. But like, I loved Michinoku Pro Wrestling in Japan, which predominantly 6, 8, and 10-man tags.
Yeah,
you know, Dragon Gate was another thing. You know, and Dragon Gate was hugely influential in American wrestling. We wouldn't be seeing AEW if it wasn't for Dragon Gate. Just people don't realize it because they don't know a lot about Dragon Gate.
No.
And that'll be
getting the pin there of a Mark Sterling, Swerve, Strickland. Sorry, go on.
But I was going to say, like, so I'm all for it. It's just the time. Do they have the time to give another division? Because how many champ?
But the
oh, we got an angle. Who's that?
Oh, Keith Down. That's Josh Woods.
Josh Woods,
Ring of Honor.
Right. And Swerve getting attacked by Nese from behind.
Is a talent. Josh Woods is such a talent from what I've seen.
Cool.
I didn't like that reveal because he was just kind of standing there like a muppet for too long. But
yeah, just stand. But he stood over Keith Lee. I mean, that's a mountain to stand over. You know, I mean, he's a
what was he thinking though? Like, stand there that long?
Yeah. House of Black and Death Triangle are the main ones. Yeah, I mean, 2 massive teams there. Your other big one is Young Bucks and whoever they choose as well.
I think if you've got a division, you need to have at least 10 to 12 in that division, at least. Before, like, but realistically, you should have 20. So I think you should have 20 tag teams, 20 trios, 20 singles. 20...
I think they've got that. I think the issue you're going to have, Dan, is they're going to mix the trios and the tag teams too much. Look at Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. You've got all the trios teams you need. They've already built up everyone that's in a tag team with someone else.
I don't think you'll see Santana and Ortiz as a team proper again for a long while.
Oh, well, he's injured, isn't he, at the minute? Yeah.
That and, like, apparently those two aren't getting on.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, I think, but it might be at the detriment of the tag team division. But I don't know if they'll end up walking away from the tag team division as well and focusing more on the trios. I don't know.
The issue is if you put Kingston and Moxley in a trios thing, then it's going to take them away from the main event scene, you know, stuff like that.
It won't be Kingston and Moxley because Moxley's with Blackpool Combat Club, so it'd be Moxley, Bryan, and Yuta.
Again, same argument, though.
Yeah. But then they'll be away. They need to be away from that as well. They need something to do when they're not fighting for that main championship as well.
Yeah, it's a real I think that again. I think it's kind of like it's one of the big things of AEW. Just got so many. Oh, good for OTT.
So much talent, man.
Like, and this is good because this is really good, you know, for everyone because it shows Pac, you know, still going around the world defending this title, but like OTT gets so much from this, and LJ Cleary gets so much from this as well.
There you go. So yeah, and obviously Thunder Rosa in Tokyo as well last week. In the rematch that we're getting this evening coming up next. Let me get through some comments, guys. Miyu happens to be now, says Joseph. Somehow that Christian Jungle Boy feud has had the sickest lines and the most heat in all of wrestling right now. Absolutely. They lost MJF and they put Christian into that role. And I feel like they might be doing something interesting with Ricky Starks right now, which is exciting. I agree about the cross-promotional trios title. Cool. Hi, Dom. Can we please watch Ghostbusters Afterlife? I think that they are going to.
That is a plan, yeah. That is a plan for sure.
Not cool, says Hassan. Not cool. I don't know what that was about, dude. Interesting that Hobbs of Team Taz and he has been training with Mox since AEW started. Yes, man. Interesting. I mean, is he off Team Taz or is he? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know. We've only seen him attack Thingy. Who is Taz going to side with? Who knows? The tag division has so much depth, but the tag champions are about to feud with a brand new tag team.
Yeah, I don't like that because I just think it kind of shits all over your top 10 rankings.
Yeah. That's the point in AEW.
You know, like if you're not going to follow the rankings, don't do the rankings.
No,
but I do think you should. I do think if you're going to present something that is supposed to be sports based, which AEW is supposed to be more sports based in story, then you should do rankings. I've actually just recently started bringing in rankings into AEW. Yeah, I own AEW now. You know, into Eve. I've always kind of like had them in the back of my mind because I thought, you know, having wins and losses has always been. It should always be the most important, you know, thing in terms of what your story for the most part.
Of course,
but so I've always kind of had like a knowledge of, okay, well, this person won, so they would be closer here. But now I'm actually like proper incorporating it in, you know, visually. So I do think it's wise, but like, you know, the problem is when you don't want to beat people, so you put people together so that you can, but that's not okay.
Well, and that's going to be an issue that you come into as well, where you've got these sort of rankings, but then you're like, I want to do this, but then how do I make it make sense as well? Especially if you're telling the audience that's
you got to just think long term. I think that's the thing. You have to think long term.
Yeah, like, but you say that, but then when you get injuries and stuff like that, and you have to start fucking on the fly, that's when it becomes an issue.
I always get really annoyed when I see people mock Meltzer for his plans change line, and it's like, I think I've told you guys this before. It's something that Regal and I specifically spoke about back when Regal was working for WWE, and that's who like I would deal with regards to, you know, like talent being on from WWE being on Eve and whatnot. And we would say like the one thing that people don't realize is, you know, people think that plans change as a way to get out of something, but what they don't realize is plans change because so many things change, whether it be an injury or availability, or whether it be something to do with promotion. Oh God, right? You look at exactly Jamie Hayter's, you know, flight issues. Now she can't get in, so we bring in the young, and then in that point as well is like you have to you can't just replace her with anyone. No. So you have to think about, okay, well,
and
what
that's
story
the problem
are
with the rankings.
telling?
Like then suddenly, if you go to the rankings, how does that impact the person that you're then putting into that story? That then affects, and it's just like it's massive sort of crumbling effect.
You would have to come up with a way to explain. Like, do you take them out? I think it's the simplest way is to just look at what UFC does, you know, and base it on, you know, a similar mindset, and realize that, you know, there's always this obsession in wrestling that the champion will defend against the number one contender, because everyone likes to use that line there, the number one contender. But that's not necessarily always the way, because if they've already beaten the number one contender, but the number one contender hasn't necessarily wrestled number 3, you don't always have to do that. It could just be that your champion now wrestles the number 2 or the number 3. So long as it makes sense, so long as it, you know, so long as you make it make sense based on who's number one and what they're doing, it just comes to making it make sense.
But like you said, that's the issue, is when things go awry and you have to figure something out. I mean, I'm interested to see how it all works out, and you know, I think it's good that you're making a decision on it. I just think at the same time, it's got its issues as well.
You're not wrong. You're 100% right.
I'm not trying to talk you out of it, just saying, you know, there's your issue.
No, I realize you're not. No, but all of your points are absolutely valid, and they are all things that I will absolutely encounter.
There we go. Guys, what do you think?
I have encountered before. It's just, I just didn't visually have that talked about, but I did in my mind. The amount of times I thought, okay, I need to do this. I mean, there was a show, I think you watched it. It was the show where I did a round robin, because we'd done a weekender of shows, and I had so many people injured from the night before. Yeah. That, you know, and you know, that it was like I had 11 people to do an entire show with.
And to do a show that you needed to end up, you used someone twice, didn't you? I think that's the thing, Dan. And it's I think it's not necessarily about rankings, and AEW gets a lot of flack for its rankings when people look into it enough, because they can, right? But actually, I think they do it really well. I don't think they have an over-reliance on rankings. And I think that might be the secret. It's about finding that balance of making it important, but not screaming it at the audience all the time.
Yeah.
And that way, when you get into the issues that you know you're going to have, you can back out of it. Does that make sense? You know, when your champion's off with a broken ankle or whatever it is.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Bro, Thunder
I just
Rosa
wanna
here with...
Get
Sorry,
on to Jeff Adams' comment. He said, no knock on Miyu, but they have a lot of women's talent kind of just sitting on their hands right now. Why not utilize one of them? And this, and I mean, I cannot say for sure that I have the answer, but I think I have an answer that may be relevant to it, which is, you know, back in the day, you would have a point of bringing in people that you would say were champions from, specifically, this is like the NWA. You know, bringing in champions from other countries, and you make a big deal about them and how good they are, and then put them against your champion and you know, because it wasn't a point of TV and obviously internet wasn't a thing and everything, their champion, you know, that like the big Japanese name would lose on the American show, and then when the American would go and do their tour of Japan, it would be the other way around, maybe, you know. Yeah. But I mean,
Thunder Rosa's obviously just been in Japan as well, so that.
Well, that's how we set this match up. You know, obviously, Tokyo Joshi Pro is the company that I have. Well, they're one of the Japanese companies that I have a relationship with. The person who is the current, the She-1, we just spoke about the She-1. What happened at the end of the She-1? Alex Windsor won the She-1 and challenged Maki Ito for the Tokyo Joshi Pro, you know, Princess Championship, and went over. And on the same show that Miyu beat Thunder, Alex Windsor defeated Maki Ito for the Princess. And
what's happening here?
It's not working, is what's happening.
What are they doing?
Well, what if you actually look? It's the foot. The foot got caught on the ring apron, and it was slipping.
It fell off the ring apron first. I don't know what.
No, yeah, but if you go back and look, it'll be because her foot got onto the ring apron, and the ring apron from where Thunder Rosa's foot was skiffed up. So when she landed on it, it just slid.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful drop kick. But is that part of the issue as well? Are aprons different in Joshi Pro?
I don't necessarily. It might be a bit wider.
Are the turnbuckles use the same length?
Sorry?
Are the turnbuckles use the same length? Or the ropes could be different as well, then?
No, the ropes are the same. They use cable. AEW use cable.
It's only WWE that use rope.
Yeah. So no, it'll be the same style ring, and also it'll, you know, Tokyo Joshi Pro use 20, so 20-foot ring. AEW use a 20-foot ring.
Okay.
So all that stuff. I think that was just a Sod's Law moment, and I don't know whether it was Rosa or the pair of them rushed trying to do it, but it was rushing before the foot had full balance without being on the part of the eight, because that is a thing, you know, that is material that slides. I've seen it happen. Yeah. I've seen it happen. Oh God, dozens and dozens of times. You know.
So going back to Jeff's comment, I think his point is that I don't necessarily think it's about not just utilizing a person in the sport. I think one of the issues that AEW is having with the women's division, because they're doing a lot of different things with them at the minute, is they're not building up Thunder Rosa's championship. It seems really second fiddle to a lot.
Which
of
I think is why they've done this. Is they're presenting it as wrestlers from around the world are trying to challenge for
Thunder
this.
Rosa.
I mean, this all came about initially. Like Miyu went over there and really impressed because Yamashita is legitimately one of the very best.
Yeah. But what I really want tonight, Dan, is to know what Thunder Rosa's doing it all out. Because in the next few weeks,
when is
they're
all
going to
that?
have. It's
oh
in a month's time.
No!
It's on a break. Why? What was it? The kick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That didn't look good.
They're reading the same book. The sad thing is they're on different pages. Right. I think part of the issue is this is a TV match, and they clearly haven't got the greatest amount of time. And so they're like, the one thing that comes across from watching this is it's a rushed match. If they are in Japan, they'd probably have, 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to have, 10 minutes.
They're working to an ad break right now. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So this is the issue with Thunder Rosa, right? So she's doing this right now. You've got a month to get to All Out. And between that time, you also have to finish up the story between Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter, or you incorporate that into the title picture somehow. And it just feels like this might be a waste of time when it comes to that. I love seeing different talent on the show every week. That's why I watch AEW and not WWE, because I don't see the same matches every week. I love seeing it. However, I do think there's a major problem when it comes to the champion in this moment right now. I don't think they build into the pay-per-view as they need to.
I think the biggest thing is Thunder Rosa. Like, they've put Thunder Rosa in, like, the best match that she's had since becoming champion is the match with Tony. But I think Thunder Rosa's key is being a babyface against arsehole villains. And she hasn't had a load of that, and she doesn't have that right now with Miyu Yamashita. It's two baby faces. And therefore it becomes, a certain type of match requirement, and it's not working. And the crowd, I don't think, want Rosa in that. They want to, they want Rosa as a baby face that, is a badass baby face against prick villains, basically.
Well, unfortunately, they don't. I mean, there's a guy on his phone in the front row. I mean, there's several guys I can see like not watching right now, and it's the women's champion.
If I may, there's several issues there. Number one, you're always dealing with subconscious sexism, but I would be lying as well if I said that part of the issue is a lack of, promotion. Like, where's the we needed more vignettes on who Miyu is. And it's not like there is footage available for Miyu. I mean,
don't do it, Dan.
She's worked dark, like, give us, imagine if we'd have had, 3 or 4 weeks of these these short vignettes. And then, imagine if we had two weeks of the vignettes, and then the match of Miyu Yamashita happened. And then the match in Japan happened, which Rosa lost. And then we had 2 more weeks building up. Now this match is going to happen. So we'd have had like 5-6 weeks. You could still do all the Tony stuff as well. The Thunderstorm stuff at the same time, because, a few of those weeks would have just been about building Yamashita in general and getting to know her. Not necessarily.
Oh, beautiful German. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That was nice.
That was gnarly.
That German was good.
Landed on a face.
You'd have had a couple of weeks of just building your master in short vignettes, and then the match in Japan would have happened, and then you'd have had the couple of weeks short vignettes building for the rematch. But we haven't had that. We just had
no. But that's the problem. Sometimes to do a little bit too much, and this is too much to me.
Well, I don't think it's too much. I think it's not enough.
But trying to do too much in terms of different stories going on.
Shades of Sakasa Fujimoto, nice roundhouse.
To kick out, and she gets to the
another kick, like a black mask.
Let's go through some comments. Thank you. The tag division has so much depth, but the tag champions are about to feud with a brand new tag team. Yeah, weird. All the injuries really hurt AEW recently.
Is the pay-per-view in 2 weeks?
No, it's like September the 5th or something.
These
two it's just not working.
No.
Yeah, there's a definite disconnect.
Oh, they're going to reverse again in
1, 2, no.
Ducking under the kick, no. I think this will be a way to motivate them to do better and take their own opportunities. Maybe so. Dan just hit the nail on the head. That's basically the entire feud between Medusa and Bull Nakano.
It was actually, that's right. WWE actually did, back in 94 or 95, one of the two.
Oh, Thunder Driver.
Oh, here we go.
So fair point about people from all over the world wanting to challenge for it. But as someone who doesn't follow other promotions from around the world, it doesn't do that as much for me, says Jeff.
But that's because they haven't done anything. It's like the NWA would make a point of making a deal about this person coming in.
Well, yeah, and you've worked with the NWA.
And that's a lack of... That comes like, all that could have been sorted by sufficient promotion.
Yeah, agreed.
And we haven't had that. Sadly, and I think that if there's the biggest criticism would be for AEW would be towards their women's division. You know, like there's for a promotion that's got as many good talent as it has, for them to not be setting the world alight with their women's division shows a problem, because they do have so much, and it's not they just don't have. It's not just they have great talent; it's just they also have more talent available to them.
Yeah,
and the women's division here in AEW really could feel like what the cruiserweight division felt like when watching WCW
yeah,
back in 96, 97.
They've got
it
all
could feel different and fresh, and you know, I don't know what their reason is, but you know,
I think it's Khan, man. I just don't think he's putting the time in.
I mean, look, we've I know we've built up this match between Thunderstorm and Britt and Jamie, but it was just suddenly announced there next week, and I just feel, you know, we could be. I don't know. It's obviously whatever's going there is linked to.
They didn't give him the time, Dan, to have Britt Baker come out at the end of that or something like that, which is a more fluid way of telling the story.
I agree. I would like to have seen that match announced in a different way.
He's not working on the women's division in the way that he needs to do it. What he needs is a wrestling promoter who knows what he's doing, can pay a shit ton of money to work from his home in London, and get him in to book the women's division. AEW.
In all seriousness, I do believe that women's divisions and men's divisions should have different bookers. And the reason why I think that is because there is so much talent out there to watch across both genders that you simply cannot watch that much. And I also think as a booker, you've got so much going through your head at one time that, you know, to be able to deal with all of those in the same way is extremely difficult. And, you know, there's only so much time in the day, and it's not a weakness of anyone to not. I think it's a strength for people to be able to go, I recognize that I cannot do this. It'll be better if someone. It's one of the things that I really loved about the territory system, about where they would switch bookers, you know. And I think, but there's so many performers now of a high level that are under contract in promotions that I do think it'd be good if, you know, you had divisions with different bookers, you know, so your singles titles had their own booker, your tag division had its own booker, and your women's division had its own booker, because then all of them could just focus on, you know, their division. And yes, you would need to talk to one another, because you'd want to make sure that you're not repeating stories, that you're not repeating finishes. Sometimes, you know, maybe, you know, you'll want to see if there's a way that you can link in what's going on in your tag division. It'd be much harder having separate bookers of a tag division and a singles division than it would be between a women and a men, because the women and the men are rarely going to interact, if at all ever.
Yeah.
So you can easily do that, and you give your booker of the, you know, the other parts of the show a rest and time to focus on what it is that they're doing. I think you should just allow. There is. I spoke to. I don't want to go into names, but like,
no, that's cool.
I did speak to someone recently about this, and my point was as well was like, if you're going to have this many, if this is how many hours of wrestling that you do, you know, over the course of a month, if you cannot give, you know, a minimum of X amount to your women, you know, then you shouldn't be surprised that it's not as over, or you're getting the criticism that you're getting.
Yeah,
and I said to them, then you'd be better off presenting it differently, having its own booker, and almost, you know,
maybe they should have. I mean, Dex puts it forward. I think the original idea was for AEW with Kenny booking the women. I don't think that was the case. I think Kenny was producing the women and putting forward the working on the matches with the girls, as opposed to booking it.
Possibly. I mean, I heard lots of different things. But you got to remember, like, what AEW, what it is and what it started off as, are two completely different things.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Cody's not there anymore, is he?
Sorry?
I think Cody was booking the entire thing, wasn't he, at one point? Just the entire show?
I cannot confirm. I genuinely don't know is the honest answer. I would imagine that there was more... I would imagine there were certainly more meetings back then.
Certainly.
And the thing is, I think that worried the women in AEW often, when it's a more higher profile women's match, they're always in that semi-main spot. Now, the problem with that semi-main spot is when there's time that needs to be cut, are you going to cut it from the main event or are you going to cut it from the semi-main?
Yeah.
You're going to cut it from the semi-main.
Yeah, of course you
And
are. Yeah.
and I think that there's
the
a lot of
detriment of
pressure
whoever's
then
in it.
on the girls
There is, of course
at
there is.
that point, and they do often get cut as a result.
Here he is, guys. Listen to the pop.
Yeah. Excited to see
I'm
him.
happy he's back.
At this point,
Sorry,
I'm going to
Dan.
leave you guys because I'm off to bed. So I'll catch you guys soon.
Thanks for just bumming into my stream and then pissing off again.
Of course. Well, I'll bring you the gift of Dan and
You bring me the gift of Dan. What,
the
like the
gift of
genie
Dan.
in the bottle? You leave me
It
with my
is,
Jasmine.
It's beautiful. I'm leaving you guys to enjoy Bryan Danielson's return, just because I've got to be up in the morning and I forgot how early
You've been having a nice little chat with everyone, and you thought, oh, let's go surprise Anthony on the stream, and then he was like, oh god.
No,
oh.
I did have the plan. Dan, I'll tell you, I had a plan to leave at about 2:30. So.
He did, genuinely. It was my idea. I actually said to him about pass me the link and I'll turn up as a, I'll surprise.
good surprise. But
has he just took himself off?
I'm always doing that.
You did that during
Don't
the
end the
Ghostbusters
stream. Please don't end the freaking stream.
I know, yeah. Well, I'm not on my phone now, am I? It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys
Pleasure's
soon.
all mine, Dom. Thanks so much,
Dom.
buddy.
Take it easy.
Bye. God, what a wanker. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. It's Dan, it's me. I'm going to get in my position. Screw you. Danielson coming out with a lot of fire right now. A lot of fire again. Yeah, absolutely destroying Daniel Garcia there.
Destroyed his own face almost there with that
He really did. The thing is, there aren't really many viable heel challengers for Rosa. They can build them up, man, if they give the time to it.
And again, whose fault's that? I mean, there's got to let me have a quick gander here while we watch this on what the AEW's women's division is.
Nyla Rose, take on
and here's the thing: you don't always necessarily need. Although I do think Thunder Rosa is better as a baby with a heel, but what you need is a storied rivalry. You can do that. You can blur those lines in two baby faces as opposed to just this is a match based on a win and a loss.
I'd be great with Jamie Hayter. Do Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa again. Just have this. You can have this tag team go into something. But
here's the thing. As well, where is obviously whatever it is they're doing for the pay-per-view is linked to Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Maybe it's a 4-way. I don't know.
Maybe.
But but it's obviously linked to. Maybe it's the Britt Baker rematch.
Maybe it's a triple threat. Maybe she gets through Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Maybe that's the story.
I mean, I'm just looking at their women's roster right now, and
neck breaker here from Daniel Garcia. Go on.
Yeah, no, there isn't many.
Serena Deeb,
which we've already done.
Injured. Abaddon, you could bring back Abaddon and do something.
You just got to you got to build her up, and
she works as one of them. It's not a pay-per-view though, is it? It's a character piece.
Yeah,
Abaddon.
This is.
They've done face before. You got Statlander. Statlander's a good one. Who's been getting massive pops every time out in the tunnel, barely getting airtime.
Babyface again, but I think Statlander is going to be such a massive star. So much potential with Stat, so much, and she's
Irish
so
whip into the barricade there.
If I could
ripping apart the concrete, go on.
I would love to put Chris Statlander and Alex Windsor together as a match.
Oh, nice.
Nice. They would have an incredible match.
I bet. And another Irish whip into the barricade, but Bryan Danielson coming back there with a forearm.
If they haven't made Emi Sakura, effect not a job person, but certainly the person that puts the stars over, shall we say, then Emi would be great for Thunder Rosa.
They could have done, and they could have done that coming out of Nyla Rose. They've just focused on other stuff, and hang on, they've not focused on enough. Bryan Danielson just stood on that chair and it fell through. Whoops.
Yeah, but he also recovered well.
He recovered well. Is Penelope Ford out at the minute?
Has that person with the box head been there all night?
Yeah. Massive dropkick. It's starting to annoy me, actually, the box head. I want to know how you feel about that in chat. Is it starting to just annoy you as a thing? It's getting a bit tiresome now to me. Because they're not doing it with it.
There's, another person
Oh,
that
dear.
is Riho is
Oh, he's
someone that
out.
also brings the ratings as well, and the reactions, the crowd reactions.
Who's this? Sorry,
Riho.
Riho.
You know,
Riho.
like, and Riho gets over. People tune in and watch her. It's such a shame that more hasn't really been done. The worry that I have is, do you remember when the WWE's Women's Championship was basically like a timeshare? Eventually, everyone got a bit, but when they got the belt, everyone else just kind of like became Challenger of the Week or Challenger of the Month. And then when they lost, then they disappeared, and you didn't see them again, really, because they were now onto because there were so limited slots available.
Yeah,
they didn't have time for, the right number of people in order to actually build a division.
As they needed to, yeah. What's happening here? Is he hurt?
I don't know. I'm assuming we're replaying the old Shawn Michaels, Owen Hart.
I don't know. When he went off the top of the turnbuckle onto his back, it did look like he banged his head. The crowd, well, if he is playing into it, it's very cleverly done. The crowd are well into it, knowing the DDT into the concrete,
and that's on the head, so we know it's
we know
and that's
to work, yeah,
and that was a nice little thing. It just reminded me of the Shawn Michaels Owen Hart Enziguri.
But look at the crowd, man. The crowd are stunned right now, not wanting to see him get hurt again.
Well, it obviously makes some people feel uncomfortable, because it is a real thing. But the problem with wrestling is people know so much about what's real that sometimes you have to play on it's the logical thing.
Yeah. Sassy says, for me, I like other promotions coming in. I go back and watch other promotions. Other promotions are using AEW for viewership. Win-win. Absolutely. And like for me, Sassy, he's bladed. Rouge would be a great example of that. I think bringing Rouge in at the start of tonight's show was a great use of bringing someone in. However, I just don't feel like Jon Moxley's got a story going forward. They've set up several stories in that match for Jon Moxley. They set up Andrade as his next feud. Before 2 weeks' time, we're getting Jericho. So they've got stuff built in. They didn't do what they needed to for Thunder Rosa there going forward. For me, Josie Hargrove, you're right. Maybe they can build Tay and maybe Anna Jay, but they aren't there yet. Tay has had contender matches before. Pay-per-view title matches before.
I feel as well that like we've seen enough of those and title matches, in the fair more than recently. So you want to focus on establishing more of their character, which is what I believe they're doing, especially with the turn recently.
Maybe that's the other issue, dude, with having the TBS championship as well, because you're splitting it. Because the other obvious one is Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa.
Well, the thing which obviously you can't do.
Can't do.
That comes down to what I said earlier. If every championship is its own division, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have enough time for that division, then you kind of expose you weaken the title as well.
Mm-hmm.
So and in many ways it we don't. This is part of the issue with so many championships.
My point exactly. I think that the original AEW Kenny booking it, Tay was already in a title match. Yes, she was. Cool. These shows have actually missed Danielson even more than the two other all-out debut buddies, Punk and Cole. Danielson more than Punk. Sorry. I don't know. I miss Punk at the minute. I really miss Punk. But I'm happy to see Danielson back. Absolutely. Cole returns next week. Does he? Did I miss that? Good. Statlander is still very young, so AEW has plenty of time. Indeed, Joseph. I personally hate the box thing, says Joseph. Yeah, it's doing my head in now. Rio is absolutely brilliant. Always loved her in the ring, said Joseph. Yeah, man. And we are back from an ad break, so it's time for the babyface to get back now.
Which is such a Kevin Dunn WWE thing.
So this is a no DQ.
The heat.
To not show the heat. Yeah, it's getting a bit formulaic. I know Cornette's moaning about that a lot in a minute. And I'm fine because I get it on Fight and I don't have that, but it is getting quite formulaic.
I will say, Jeff, like, I don't see how a DQ on the floor would be, DDT on the outside would be a DQ.
Why?
It's a wrestling move on the outside. You know, if they're outside and you're counting, you know, I do think if you was to use a weapon, I do think when they use weapons on the outside and they don't DQ, I'm like, come on.
You'd argue it's the same as the barricade or the same as the ring steps. It's just
it's a move on the floor. Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
I don't see that as a DQ thing. If you're going to allow them to fight on the outside, then. But I do think as well, like if you've got DQs and they start bringing weapons in, but it's all right because it's on the outside. I think that's stupid. Like,
so by the way, they did come back from the advert a while ago. They haven't let Danielson get the heat back straight away, as they have been doing in a lot of these matches. Garcia is still on the heat here right now. Daniel Garcia gets a lot of Danielson and Suzuki comparisons, but I notice he does a stance like Bob Backlund. I haven't noticed that. That is a really interesting comparison. I'll have to watch out for him, man. Garcia reminds me of Owen Hart, says Sassy. Big boots to fill there. It could certainly be. What do you rate that Garcia?
I mean, I absolutely think he's a talented wrestler with a bright future. How far he can go? I mean, the thing is, he's so young that you just don't know. You know.
No.
But he's a very he's missing something, but like I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to know that he is. And the whole thing of where he is with the, you know, being with Jericho's group is going to be one of the things that helps him find it.
Of course it is, yeah. Of course it is. Interesting, we just had another blood biting spot as well in the Rouge match. Obviously, we had him licking the blood of John Moxley off his hand, and we just had that spot as well with Garcia and Danielson. I am wondering if how that's going to fare backstage, whether two spots like that in one night, which is too much to do anyway, but the fact that we're all licking blood all the time in TV matches, I don't think it's a good idea, Dan. I don't think it's good for advertisers.
I mean, I wouldn't want to comment on the advertiser situation because I don't know the relationship. I don't know if they've already cleared things with them or not. So, you know, if I was to go on about it and it turns out that, you know, they've already cleared about it, I'd sound, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be that it's all I find. What I don't like is when you're doing repetition in separate storylines, but it means something in one and doesn't mean as much in the other, because either the motion means something or it doesn't. You know, it can't. So if the idea of, you know, biting this bloodied person is played off as a big thing in one program, but it's not played off as a big thing in another because it was just done as a, you know, to show some viciousness in the character through the match, that is a problem. You know, like that you need better, communication and contact, you know, between the producers.
Yeah. Kicks and punches now from Danielson on.
Or you need talent, because it could be that the producers, you know, knew nothing and that was just called on the fly. You need the talent to be able to go, no, I shouldn't do that. But if you got, you know, a very young roster, one of the big things that people forget is so much of wrestling is learning on the job. And a lot of people are learning television wrestling on the job. So, you know, some of these mistakes, it wouldn't surprise me if they're actually talent mistakes, not producer mistakes, because they're learning on the job. And when they go backstage and said, look, we just did a thing with biting in the blood earlier and we made a bigger deal of it. And now you go and do this. And it doesn't mean it doesn't mean as much. So you should have known not to do it. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it wouldn't surprise me if that did happen.
That was lovely. That was nice, yeah. Well, if using the concrete floor isn't a DQ, then any wrestler who doesn't use the concrete floor is a moron. I guess the issue comes with I mean, you could use a ramp as well. I mean, the ramp would be.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to whether or not you're able to realistically incapacitate your
Beautiful
opponent for long enough that you can do something on the concrete floor.
You
know,
and expose
also
the concrete floor.
But there's also the moral and ethical aspect of it as well. So the only person that would use the concrete floor is someone who has questionable morals and ethics. So you wouldn't expect to see Hangman Page in a match with someone that he's not, in this blood feud with.
If it's Hangman Page, he'd probably have a big think about it. He'd have a big think about it.
Right. Because it doesn't make sense for the character to just randomly throw his opponent the outside and try to brain him. Because you have to think about what that means. If and that's what they did make that DDT on the floor mean something. He collapsed. They sold the idea of the head injury, and then what does Garcia do? Showing a complete lack of morals and ethics, he DDTs him on the concrete floor.
Yeah.
So I
tell you what, Danielson's played this really well, and for him to have come up with this as well for the match is big as well.
He's
very
stopped bleeding already?
Has he what? Sorry.
Has he stopped bleeding already? Because there's not a load of claret.
Yeah, a little bit, but he's had enough for the match, I think. I won't bleed again like it looked like Moxley did in the first match.
That was such a lovely tight cradle there.
They usually clear things with the network, so I think they're safe, says Joseph. I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks. We might find out. We might not find out. Who knows? Garcia needs a bit more character. I think that'll be the best thing about him running with Jericho. It's
wow!
A Malenko Storm from an Owen Jericho. Yeah, man, that was good, wasn't it?
And it was so awkward and looked different, and that's good. Sometimes it looks better to.
It looks like a fight, man.
Awkward rather than as opposed to nice and clean and choreographed.
Yeah, man. I want to go to another Arsenal game once things are normal again. Last time I went was a North London derby. Interesting. More blood, says Joseph. Joseph just wanted. We've already had blood and guts. Calm down. Oh, another special TV show, by the way. Oh, someone's got his leg. The Hand of Doom, says Jericho. Who was it? Pile Driver?
Was it a small package or something?
No, Pile Driver.
On top of the head.
Yeah. Going for the sharpshooter. Nice.
And he's out. Oh, no. They're having him still.
Oh, he's going to give in. Oh, he should give in here. I don't
know. That's such a great.
I mean, if you lay something in that hard, like how can you? Oh, he's out. They're doing the out. Cool. Yeah. I mean,
fantastic.
Good for Garcia, man. Great
fantastic.
For Garcia. He doesn't need it, does he? Danielson doesn't need the win here.
That was beautifully done, especially with that story. That story was great story.
Jake Hager celebrating in the ring. Here comes Chris Jericho with his broken nose.
Fantastic. I really like that. That was beautifully done.
Yeah, big.
And it was a great story through the match with the head and the collapse randomly. That was superbly done.
And he fell over.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
That and the thing is, because it's a way of it's a really clever finish because it both kind of protects Danielson, but at the same time, it also in the way that they did it, but the way that they did it also actually elevates because it showed, like that vicious side and that intelligent side of how he did it. And it's, I like that a lot. There's no losers in that. Is a great way of using an established star to put someone over in a way that doesn't hurt you, but elevates them. Great job.
Absolutely.
Great
I think so. And just on Fight TV, for those that are still watching that know we get back, we've just gone back and we faded back out. I guess if I'm a heel then, because if I got paid bonuses for wins, my signature move would be just bashing my opponent's head into the concrete.
Which would that would make you ethically and morally, that would make you a villain, because that would mean that like you have no code of conduct, in the ring or sportsmanship. So yes, that absolutely would make a character that would do that, would be declared, would be classed as a villain because of the lack of morals and ethics towards the actions.
Bringing a sword to a DQ match.
I mean, there's a few things in MMA, that like you could do, but people don't do.
How was the UFC the other week? You went to watch it live in London, yeah?
Yeah, no, I mean, I had a hell of a time, great time.
Yeah.
The negative was there was out of 15 or 14 fights. I think we had 9 decisions, which isn't, you don't want 9 decisions, but it is, it's the real thing. It's the fight game. It's a real thing. But being there live, I enjoyed them. Couple of negatives were what you'd have seen me talk about publicly, which was just the volume of fights that kept breaking out, but it's specifically in one area.
Yeah, I saw you mention that on Facebook.
God, it was so many. Like, and the other thing is, the O2 has to be, in my opinion, like one of the worst organized major venues that I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you shouldn't be queuing up for 45 minutes for a pint when during the show. But people were, and there was lots of stuff. But whatever it is, there's numerous venues that, like, when it's quiet, they'll pour a load of pints and whatnot ready, so that when people come, they've already got a load there. But I think the O2 has got these slow pouring mechanisms. They don't let them do, pour a load of things ready for when people come. The negative aspects.
You need them fast pourers, man. Definitely, especially when you're offering 2 pinters for 16 quid.
It was so expensive. It was, that's why I was surprised that so many people were throwing their drinks and starting fights. By throwing their drinks at people, because I was like, well, how much do you guys earn where you can afford to?
Yeah, well, they're at a UFC event as well, and just showing off the cash and flash. I noticed you didn't have ringside seats then.
Damn right, I did.
So people at the bottom with their £16 pints are absolutely fine
I am not paying 4 figures for a ticket.
Yeah, I'd throw this beer over you if I could afford it.
Right.
I'm gonna go get myself a job.
I remember when Emily came back with 4 drinks, and I was like, 4 drinks? What are you doing?
No, well.
It's like 4 drinks. That's a mortgage payment. Like, Christ.
You live down south. It's not a mortgage payment. The show was great, so doing an overrun is fine here. Yeah, man, it was a really good show. Right, here's a fact for you, Dan. We had 6 people vote in the poll on the YouTube. 100% of those people put Bryan Danielson to win.
Yeah, great.
And I would have called it as well. And I'm not upset by it whatsoever.
I also would have put Bryan Danielson, because it's the babyface comes back and gets the win, but absolutely cracking job. Right,
they use that as a moment, which is brilliant. Now let's just do that with the women's division, for God's sake. They've got so much talent.
Yeah, it's
huge win for Garcia.
The thing is, right, they've got 2 YouTube shows. I still, don't understand why one of those YouTube shows isn't a women's only show.
Could be, but let's not make it happen. So Pro Wrestling Eve stays its own identity, or they can just pay you some money and send you some of the wrestlers over every so often, and you can put them in. You produce the matches from Dan.
I mean,
you're open to offers, right? You'll have a meeting.
Here's the thing: do I think I could do it better than them? Of course.
Oh yeah,
but it would only work. I mean, but they can do it better than what they're currently doing as well.
They certainly can.
It only works if you have the time, because they've got they do have so much talent, and if they worked with the talent, because so much. The reason why a lot of the stuff that I do works is because I make a point of working with the talent, not making the talent work for me. Do you know what I understand? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference there when you work with one another to create something, as opposed to just dictate. Now, I don't know if they just dictate or.
Nah,
or
AEW
what, but-
works with people, but it's only the right people, and it sounds like this is what Jonathan Gresham was getting upset about at Ring of Honor because he couldn't get a meeting with Tony Khan, and he wanted to discuss the finishing of his match, and this is the problem. I think Tony Khan is spreading himself too thin.
Yeah, it does. I mean, if everything is as is reported, it does certainly sound that way. You know,
And
absolutely.
hey, I love AEW as a product. Tonight's show was fucking brilliant. Apart from that women's thing that they had in the middle and the Swerve thing, which I just wasn't really interested in, it was a brilliant show. That first hour was some of the best wrestling I've seen on TV for an hour in ages. It was great. The stories were great. The relationships between the characters were great. The development was great. The matches were great. Seeing new things was great. There was a lot of great stuff in that first hour. And then it just dropped the ball a bit in the second hour with them two matches. The Swerve one, which meant kind of nothing, and didn't do much for me as a match. And then the women's match, which I think there was a few issues in the ring, but it's not just the women's match; it's a problem with booking the women's division.
Yeah, the overall, it didn't work, did it? And I feel terrible saying that because obviously, like I've my interactions with AEW have all been personal. Have all been good.
Yeah.
And I have a tremendous working relationship with Tokyo Joshi Pro, who I speak to pretty much every day. So like that's how tight we are. Like there's a lot more Eve talent, that I can't obviously go into, but like there's a lot of stuff going on. And it's long term, and again, they're the easiest promote. I honestly couldn't say enough good things about Tokyo Joshi Pro and the relationship that I have, but and it's not their fault that this didn't work. It's nobody's fault. It's more so than it's. Well, I mean, it is. It's the timing of AEW not giving it enough time, because I know what Miyu Yamashita can do. A number of the people that are in the chat know what Miyu Yamashita can do. And we didn't really get to see what Miyu Yamashita could do,
which then makes it hurt more than it does.
Because of this,
who come have a good out of that?
No one. And Jeff's point stands in that, like, who did? Okay, we showed that Yamashita beat Rosa in Japan, but it was a small package Cradle, which can be argued as more of a fluke.
Did she beat her?
Yeah, Yamashita beat. Same show that Alex Windsor won the Tokyo Joshi Pro International title on. Yamashita. This is how the title match came about. Yamashita beat Rosa at the Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Oh, okay. But
so
then Yamashita, Thunder Rosa beat Yamashita in Tokyo last week.
No, Yamashita beat Rosa in Tokyo last week.
Okay.
Or 2 weeks ago. At Tokyo Joshi Pro, and this was the title match. Then that was what earned her the title match in America. But the thing is not enough was made about. Okay, you showed us it, but like we need to know more about Yamashita as well, not just she beat her, did she? Oh, okay. Like we have to have an emotion.
Dude, I didn't even know that. I honestly
they did show it.
One.
I
missed it. There wasn't enough of a deal made of it then.
No, there wasn't enough of a deal made about it. That is absolutely accurate. Like, did they show it? Yeah, and they showed it several times over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But did they make enough about it? Did they make enough about Yamashita herself? No, they didn't.
Yeah, there we go.
And that's a shame. And I think, and because of that, I think for a lot of people will feel how Jeff felt. Like, okay, who did they win? Who did they beat?
Yeah.
And that's a shame because it should be like they beat Miyu Yamashita. That's the Tokyo. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal.
It should be.
Right.
Definitely should be.
And it should be that when that cradle reversal happened, it wasn't a fluky cradle reversal. It's because Yamashita is a gifted wrestler and knew how to create it. But that's not really how it came across. And I think the other thing is because they didn't make a big deal about who Yamashita is and a big enough deal and who Yamashita is and Yamashita winning, Yamashita never came across like a threat. It always just came across as Rosa's, if you did realize that Rosa had lost, it just came across as Rosa's getting a win back, and it was done for what I said earlier. In fact, if you remember, I actually said earlier, the wrestler would go, to Japan and lose there, and then come to States and win, so, and that's what it is. And so,
Absolutely.
whereas if they made a bigger deal about it, it may have been that it came across to a number of people. No, that looks like they're going to run with her, and she's going to win the title tonight. It could have felt like it.
Yeah. But then at the same time, it's hurting their product because it would ended up just being a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really got enough because again, I don't. I know what those two could do, and we didn't see what those two could do.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how much that was because it was rushed, because it was,
I'm not denying that. I just the time that they did have, I don't think was used very well, and the build has been terrible. So it's holding back what they need to do with Rosa at the minute, which is.
I mean, I don't know if it's date, if it's because of restriction on date, because it could be, because that's always an issue when you're working with other promotions. But if it's not a restriction on date, then why not have just done this on the pay-per-view? And whatever it is you were going to do on the pay-per-view, begin following the pay-per-view.
Yeah. I
mean, they'll have their reason, and I'm sure it's
I'm sure it all makes sense in the head, but
I just think you could have made so much more of this.
And Thunder Rosa's championship is getting really hurt because of all of this sort of stuff that's coming together, and it's not been a good reign so far, Dan. And she's a wonderful talent, man.
We were all so happy and looking forward and whatnot, but like the presentation of this reign and character in this reign has not been really at a level that was good. And I think, again, whoever it was earlier that mentioned it, there is a lack of villains for Rosa to work. Like, if they must have known a long while.
Make them, man. Make them.
No, well, this is what my point is. It's like they must have known X amount. You assume that the direction was for Rosa to defeat Britt Baker. So during that point, they should have made a point.
Them then.
Yeah, like it was one of the things that I was doing. Like, if I think back to like 2018 with Charlie Morgan, and I knew that Charlie Morgan was going to be taking the title from Sammy Jane, Emerson Jane at Wrestle Queendom, and so I did effectively a whodunit storyline that began 5 months prior to Charlie Morgan winning the title. Yeah. That I then revealed the show after. We then did the payoff and reveal the show after Wrestle Queendom. So I literally had 5 months of building towards this reveal of of Charlie Morgan's next feud, and I was always making a point of getting people ready in the back. Not make it so, you can't make it so obvious for everyone, otherwise everyone will see the direction, I guess. So
who done it, Dan? Always a face. Who done it?
Right? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The funny thing is people actually the way it's something I'm actually really proud. The way we did it, people did assume that it was Emerson Jane that did the which was the point, because the idea was that it was to stop Charlie Morgan being able to get at Emerson Jane early, but it wasn't. It turned out to be somebody else. So, but it's one of those things where you do. I mean, that makes me wonder how much long-term thought process is there to what's going on. I don't know.
With the women's division, not enough. Not a blood enough. I tell you that now.
If there's not, it's either not enough thought process into long-term, or it's just not enough TV time given. And the argument could be, well, we can't afford to give it TV time because it only brings in X amount, but then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy that if you don't make it mean more, then it will always give.
And dude, they've got talent in there, man. They've got talent, and there's money to be made there. Like, there's more talent there than there was in that. There's more money to be made with that women's division than there was with the Swerve Strickland, Mark Sterling, Tony Nese tonight. There was more money to be made there. If you want to do finances, there was more money there.
Yeah, arguably, But was there another women's match on the show? I'm assuming not.
No, never.
And I think that's another issue, is the lack of. Again, it's the division. You have a division, but you don't really. You just have Challenger of the Week.
Yeah, absolutely. In the same spot every week.
Yeah, or certainly similar. If it's an important women's match, it's placed in the same spot.
No, it's always the first match after the second hour or the second match after the second hour. Always.
Right.
Every week. Yeah. And it's really pissing me off as well. So some weeks they'll actually do at the top of the second hour, you'll get a woman's promo, if it's a Britt Baker promo.
Yeah.
You don't see any of the women in the first hour. And I think it's a huge detriment to the show, actually. Huge.
Again, you have to, even if it's vignettes, promo packages, something,
building it up, man.
You do. I mean, they do normally show some vignettes and promo packages in the first hour, though, don't they?
Not always, no.
No,
they didn't tonight, no. No, I think Ruby Soho might have been on us, but that's part of the Blackpool Combat Club. Oh, and actually, Anna Jay did speak this evening because she's heel.
So
with
there's something, but again, I just think like if you can't give one women's match per hour, there's a problem because it's a division,
Yeah, but is it? That's the problem. It's not. It is. They've got the talent there, Dan, but they're not doing what they need to. Anyway, let's move on from. Sorry, go on. Let's move on from women because we're talking a lot about women, so let's move on. I love talking about women.
Yeah, they get enough time. Yeah, exactly.
They don't get any time on their program, but they get all the time on our program. Jeff says, "Hey, I'm just playing by the rules, but if that makes me a heel, then Jeff's heel turn confirms." Jeff, you'd be a tweener, man. You'd be a tweener.
Oh, don't be a tween. That's the worst.
Jericho has a history of elevating all those guys in the ring, dropped his final world title to WWE to Hager, and gave Danielson his first showcase match on WWE TV as the champion. I mean, Jericho's the guy to put him over, and I'm sure he will. The UFC event wasn't that great. Not enough finishes for me. Oh, Joseph was watching it.
It's one of those things where, I'm perfectly fine with fights going a distance because you can see great, and it's a real sport. You're not always going to get finishes, but so long as you're learning from it. So you're seeing certain fighters like improve their takedown defense or improve their or whatever. And I felt that some of the fights that went the distance, we learned a lot about the fighters. And then there was a couple of fights where it was just like we just learned that they were going to do what they had to do to get the win. Diakaze fight is really the one that sticks out. I think that was the only real bad fight of the night was the Diakaze fight. But again, I'm glad it depends on time. It depends whether or not. Sorry,
did you go with your missus?
Oh yeah, we watched everything to do it to get we're both huge mixed martial arts fans.
Yeah.
So no, it's one of those things where if you're interested in UFC or mixed martial arts to the level that my wife and I are interested in, then even the number of fights, like I say, with the exception of the Diakaze fight, although we still took something from it, it was good. But if you are someone that's more of and I don't mean this as a detriment, but more of an action junkie and you need those finishes, then yes, absolutely, you would not have enjoyed the card on Saturday at all.
Interesting. Yeah, I've watched UFC. I just can't get into it. It's just I don't like seeing people get hurt. Have you not seen my reactions to stuff? When there was one match before, it was Tyler Bate and Walter, and it was at one of the early takeovers, the UK ones, and it was a freaking awesome match, and I couldn't get into it. And do you know why? I thought Bate had his bell rung early on into the match, and as soon as that happens, I'm can't get into it. There's been matches where Adam Page was bleeding in the Texas Death Match. Couldn't get into it at all because I'm just worried about him.
No, some people do. It's an interesting one because I also wonder how much of that is because you see that with another fans. There's a promotion, and bless them, I think it came from the right place, but it was sadly a lack of education on their behalf that made them come, to those in the business kind of come across a bit. And that is, I'm trying to remember I think it's Coliseum Pro, and not trying to say this to single out and make it feel bad because I met the promoter, very nice guy, very nice to me, no negative, and I do think they mean well and want to do well. But what they did a bunch of rules, and one of their rules was no moves that are head drops and no headbutts. Now, obviously, the problem is they make this a public rule, so the no head drop rule as a result of it being public rather than just private between talent means that it's now canon to a story.
It is, yeah.
Now, why is it canon to a story? Why can't we, do DDT? Because here's the other thing: any head drop or DDT is a head drop move. It's not just pile drivers. A DDT, and also there's the headbutt rule. Now, I'm assuming that comes from the Katsuyori Shibata, headbutt incident. That pretty much ended his career for the most part. And the head drops will be because of the fact that, a number of people do dangerous head drop moves. And I think this person was, again, like trying, it came from a good place. But, like, I remember someone saying to him, my finish is like a DDT. And then being like, oh, I don't know if you can do that. And then there's the headbutt thing. Well, just because Katsuyori Shibata chose to do a shoot headbutt, most wrestlers do not do a shoot headbutt.
No,
most wrestlers do a headbutt that if it connects with something, it really only connects with their thumb. It doesn't actually connect head to head. Or if it does connect, it looks like it's the head, but it's actually around here. But the angle that you go in, it makes it look like you're doing, your headbutting. And so it's one of those things where it just kind of exposed a level of them not quite understanding how the business works and what to make public and what not to make public. Like, if you want to ban pile drivers, ban pile driver. If you want to, ban certain suplexes and certain wrestling moves because you're like, these moves are too dangerous, ban them. But you have that conversation privately with the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Because from a story point of view, it doesn't make sense to ban these moves that are normal wrestling moves that you will see elsewhere.
Well, Control the Narrative did it obviously recently. And that
went down fucking grand, didn't it?
Exactly,
hey, they're taking over the world.
Ban the super kicks and all that sort of stuff, which
again, that is them trying to be, at least I assume.
Statement.
Well, yeah, the statement on the volume of thigh slaps is what I took that of. But when realistically, what they could have, it got them attention, which they'll probably like, it got us attention though, and attention is good, which I will argue, not, I know there's that whole being there's no such thing as bad publicity. There really is. But like, whereas if they had just said backstage to talent, guys, no thigh slaps, no super kicks.
No, we want this to be a fight club,
then we'd have understood that anyway when we watched the show, because we'd have noticed all the things that we didn't get, and we'd have noticed.
And the other thing is, you're not watching out for it. Then, so you don't send a guy like Aleister Black in, and suddenly he's doing these thrust kicks or back heel kicks, and suddenly going, well, hang on, wasn't that a super kick? Was that is an enziguri a super kick?
Exactly. Like, and that came, there's what the Coliseum Pro guys had as well. It's like no head drops. Well, the DDT's a head drop. A brainbuster is a head drop. A back suplex, a backdrop driver. Technically, these are head drop moves. Where do you? What point do you say what a head drop without exposing what wrestling is?
You're drawing a line, but then you're not letting you're having the audience go back and forth on what is this line, and it just becomes unclear and messy for everyone.
And the problem is when you say something like this is a head drop and this isn't a head drop, but the story of the move is that it's a head drop, but because it's really not a head drop, you allow it, you expose the move. So it's like you're giving away one of the secrets of the game within the story, because the story of the match is that it's a head drop, but we know it can't be a head drop because the promotions say they don't allow head drops. And this match and this, but they allowed this move.
Dan, so how did we get onto this, man?
Fuck knows.
I'm gonna get through the rest of the comments, and then we're off to bed. Me and you. I really don't like the O2, says Joseph. O2 Arena.
Yeah, it's terrible. Terribly organized.
I saw Ozzy there in 2010. It was fine.
I think one of the other things as well is like there was a lot of problems because the queuing was so bad, and there's also no screens at the bar. You were going and queuing up for like 45 minutes for a drink, and you'd come back and you'd miss 2-3 fights.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
And so people were getting angry, and they were getting angry because of the amount of time that it was taking and how slow it was going. But then they're also getting angry because they're missing fights. And now also what they're doing is, because they can't afford to keep coming back to the bar because it takes so long, they buy a lot more drinks in one go.
which then
But,
makes a queue
but they
longer.
then end up going through those drinks quicker than what they realise because they've already bought them. So then
But O2 makes money.
Well, there you go. Right.
Yeah, maybe it's
then
a
you
great
end up in a
business plan, Dan.
situation where they had to call the old bill in, which isn't going to do them.
I don't know if it'd cost them much. I agree with that, says Sassy. I'm devastated about the Team Taz Swerve. I love Starts and Halves, but I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. I thought it was an absolute stroke of genius tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what's next. I thought Starks looked like the absolute star of this show. Absolute. So am I. Hobbs deserves his own spotlight, and I think he's getting that. And I think it's the right time. My boy Garcia pulling off the big dub, says Ryan. It was great, man. Women's match should have been at Quake at the Lake or All Out. It needed build. Yeah, I mean Quake at the Lake. Again, stop with the TV specials, though, man. It's not special if everyone's a TV special. In the last month, Dan, we've had Blood and Guts. We've had Fighter Fest Night 1, Fighter Fest Night 2, Fight for the Fallen tonight. Next week is just a normal AEW Dynamite. The week after is Quake at the Lake. It's not special if you do it every week, is it?
No, it's not.
The dark match was much better. Thunder just has bad luck on AEW TV. Maybe so, man. Maybe so. It was just not good. Thanks, guys. Heading to bed. Sassy, that's okay. We're doing the same. Dan, thanks for surprising me.
What I'm here for, just to surprise in general. That's it. That's what I live for.
And thank you guys all so much for joining me. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go because I'm not feeling very well. Did you hear about my bite?
No.
Went to Germany last week. I got bitten by an insect. I ended up in a hotel, in a hospital in Berlin. Infection, really bad. Got back. I've been on antibiotics all week. They think I might have Lyme disease from it, so they're currently treating me for Lyme disease.
I can't say the Lyme disease thing, but the same thing happened to me when I did a tour of Portugal. Yeah. Got over there, got bit by something, and every day I had, because it was a tour, you had to find out where the nearest, hospital was. Every day I had to go to hospital, and and then they would just inject me in the stomach and then in the ass with things. And because I didn't speak the language and there was no one that really spoke, we didn't really understand. But what was going on there, but we understood they were saying that I've been bitten by something, and it was just, mate, I genuinely feel for you.
Yep. So I'm feeling okay right now, but I was struggling earlier on the stream. So I'm gonna shoot, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back next week, and we're on all weekend as well. I think SummerSlam's this weekend. Ric Flair's last fight. Just keep us subscribed to the channel, and let's get some more eyes on it next week. Let's have you bring your friend, down. It's been wonderful having you all this evening. Like that. Love you all. I'll see you later. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. You can say it.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. Very nice, very evil. Thank you for watching the Gimme a Hall Yeah podcast, and I hope everyone in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day housing. Yes, enjoy it, and love that Danhausen.